content, man. I'm excited. But here at ESGN today, we're going to be doing power rankings. I will be using this as a reference to kind of go through power rankings, kind of comparing things. So the setup of the way we're going to do it today. So this is kind of the graphic. I hope you guys like this setup of the graphic. I created this just before the stream. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing Western Conference power rankings, Eastern Conference power rankings, and then we're going to do overall power rankings. And I think that this is a good way to break it down because then you guys can kind of see who do I think is the best in the West, who's the best in the East, and then we'll do overall. We'll see how strong one conference is compared to the other. So we're going to start out with the Western Conference. So I'm actually going to take this off the screen. I'm going to switch up. I'm going to bring in the Western Conference instead. So let me just bring this over here real quick because this is not we're going to do East. Yesterday we started with the East. Today we're going to start with the West because I think the Western Conference is the dominant conference. So we're going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out what are the best teams in the Western Conference. So like I said, today, this video, like I said, for everybody who enjoys this type of content, please make sure you guys sub up on YouTube. For those who want to get immediate content from this, make sure you guys sub up on Twitch. Anyway, so we start in the Western Conference. Only 6 teams make playoffs, guys. I don't know if that will change. I doubt it does. I'm pretty sure they're going to stick with that 6 on each side, which is fine with me. I think that that's the best way to go about it. But as I was saying, so we're going to work our way to the non-playoff teams. So the first team I think of the Western Conference, and I think this is going to be one of the worst teams, it's going to be Ducks Gaming. Ducks Gaming, I love them in the 3v3 with Killy, but if we look at this roster, you have Sibo, Killy, Majestic, Beezus, Mario. Out of all the centers in the league, Mario is probably the bottom 3 out of all these centers. I don't know who the bottom 3, maybe Mario, Blondo, etc., etc. But looking at their centers position right now, I think they have the weakest center in right now coming into the season. Hopefully Mario can step it up this year, but it's not looking good. Beezus, they definitely have one of the better power forwards, in my opinion. I think that they probably, I would say, have a top 5 power forward in the Western Conference. At Lockdown, I know Majestic can play a lot of roles, and I know he's a very flexible, talented player. I just don't have I have a lot of question marks around him at Lock. I don't know what he can do. I know he's talented enough to play anything, but has he played it yet? We have to see in the NBA2KLeague. Killy has been doing his thing this year. He's been really, balling in the 3v3 scene. I haven't really seen him much in 5v5. I know he did play with the women in gaming in Vegas. They got first rounded, but he still made a little noise there. And then Simo. Simo's kind of been like I think the best out of all these guys in retail, has really been working. Could really be a beneficiary to this team. But I think that for this team, I just think that Simo is not going to be enough. He's not a lock. It's going to show. Yeah, I agree, Kilos. Where's the DJs at? Dude, we're going to probably have like 10 DJs in here in a little bit. By the way, I'm still waiting. We have 3 DJs right in the NBA2KLeague. We have DJ Do Cole. We have Y'all Know DJ. We have DJ Money. You know what? At least there's only one DJ in the Western Conference. In the Eastern Conference, there's 2 DJs. So they got to fight it out, okay? I think there needs to be West Side DJ and East Side DJ. Killy, a demon at 3v3. At 5v5, he always passive or too aggressive. I think just the way Killy plays, the way he kind of dribbles, he shoots off the dribble, I think that he definitely is more successful in Park just because I think the animation goes in more when you shoot off the dribble compared to when you shoot off the dribble in 5v5. So that's part of it. Some of the animations definitely. Killy's just done his thing, but I will say there's definitely some sleeper teams that, obviously the Warriors have won the 3v3 tournament in the past, when the NBA2KLeague has hosted it, you had Keena and them. I'm sure Antoine's going to start for them this year, but they're definitely a team that you watch out in the 5v5. Not just 5v5, but 3v3. But Ducks Gaming, I just don't feel good about them at all. I don't think that they're going to be that good. Ducks Gaming's going to struggle badly, probably the worst team in the league. I think their biggest weakness right now is obviously Mario, but I also think that I do not like the situation with their 3 through 5. Like, Beasley is good, but I feel like what's going to happen is Beasley is going to be doing more than he should be at his position. It's not his fault. I just don't think his teammates are going to be able to do enough for him, and I think they're going to really struggle against. You look at some of these teams, like these guys are going to be worried about these backcourts and these centers. And I mean, when I see Rhea versus Mario, that's food. When I see Slaughter versus Mario, that's food. I mean, a lot of these centers, even Walnut. You add Walnut to this conference too. It makes it a very strong conference, and even on lock, Majestic will definitely play well, but you look at these PGs, there's not really many weak PGs in this conference. The weakest PG might be Bucket, or Simo has really worked his way up. He's going to really surprise a lot of people. I think the Ducks game will get some wins, but I don't know if it's going to be consistent. I think they're going to be a very inconsistent team in 5v5. But like I said, so for number 12 in the my first non-playoff team, it's Ducks Gaming. Next team that comes to mind, that I think might not be that good this year, it's going to be the Blazers. As much as I know some people are high on Bucket, so if you look at this roster with the Western Conference, so they have Bucket, Unguardable, Randoms, Brett, Rob. I like Rob. I think that he's a good player, but at the same time, he's going against some really good centers in the Western Conference. He was in the Eastern Conference last year. He's going against some Western Conference centers. I don't like the matchup against a lot of these centers. I would say that you have this core of centers right here. This is a nasty core of centers to go against, and I don't really like the matchup. I mean, the best matchup I think Rob has against Pondo and Mario, and maybe Fakey, but the rest of these centers are really good. What's up, you bots? How's it going? Enjoy the host. Whoa, wait a minute. It didn't even give me a notification. Hold up. Did you what? Hey, man. Listen, you bots. Appreciate you, man. I hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, guys, let's give a big cheers. Yo, for all my supporters in the chat right now, let's give a huge shout out to you bots. Where are my subs at? I know I see all my mods in here, guys. Let's give a huge shout out to you bots, man. Appreciate you, man. I had to get my back against. I had to get my get back against Claude. Oh man, we lost and then doubled a wager against them. Oh, you wagered them? Oh, that's interesting. I'll definitely have to check that out. Dude, that's awesome, man. But I appreciate. Listen, thank you so much for the sub, man. Anyway. Oh, by the way, Greens and Claude. Oh man, so you bots, you trying to make a name for yourself, man. W, man. Can we get W? Listen, let's just get some W's in the chat for you bots. Kilo, appreciate you starting out with the W's. Like I said, chat, let's give them some W's. Anyway, getting back to it, though. You and Sally Beal, man. I'm excited for Sally Beal, man. I hope he gets a chance, I hope he gets called up. I appreciate it, man. For sure, man. Appreciate it. Anyway, guys, let's transition right back over to the content. Blazer 5 Gaming. So you got Bucket, who obviously has had a pretty good pre-draft. I was thinking that he'd end up being a shooting guard. I think that Unguardable, I think what's more likely to happen, for Bucket to stay at PG all year or for Unguardable to go to PG. I think it's more likely that Unguardable is going to go to PG. I think what's going to happen to this team is they're going to struggle early on. They'll have a strong defensive core with Randoms and Bread. But I think that Unguardable is, they're not going to have enough offense. I feel like this is, Celtics crossover gaming 2.0. You got two guys that, I don't think are really, want to be primary ball handlers. Like, Unguardable has made it clear he wants to be a shooting guard. What's your hate with Ducks Gaming? It's not that I don't like them. I just don't think that their roster is strong enough. This is a very heavy Eastern Conference. If they're in the Eastern Conference, it'd be a little different. The Western Conference is freaking the gulag. For anybody who's watched the league over the years and watched these guys, it's a gulag of a conference. You got look at the PGs right now. You got Splash, who just went to the NBA2KLeague finals, right? You have Kino, who's been to a finals. You got Bear, who has won a finals. You got Radiant over here, who is arguably one of the best PGs of all time that's ever played in the 2K League. He's also has one of the top winningest records in the league. Vandy, Vandy at 630, which is a nasty combo. You got Kai, you got Kai and Bear. And Antoine's been going off this year. These are guys who are really going to take this. There's some nasty teams, man, over here. It's not Ducks Gaming's fault. It's just I don't think they're going to do well, and I don't really like their rosters. I think they mismanaged their rosters this offseason because if you haven't followed the offseason, Ducks Gaming made a lot of mistakes. In the expansion, they could have got Cooks Iverson. If you don't guys see right now, Cooks Iverson went number 2 in the draft, and everyone knew he was going to be a top prospect. It wasn't a surprise that he was a top prospect. They could have got Antoine. They could have got Cooks. They could have got Saint. And these are all guys who were, very good picks that they could have gone with. And I understand the direction they're going. They're going culture. I mean, they got Killy, who has been fantastic. Beezus has been a top 5 power forward in the league for the last couple of years, so that's a good choice. I understand why they bring Mario. It makes sense. It's their guy, they want to bring their international guy, and that's fine. But, when you try to go, when you traded for Bash, who didn't want to be at your org, and you basically went from pick 5 to pick 8, so you basically lost on your investment for Bash, and you went back 3 picks. So it's it's not good. It's been a pretty bad situation. They kind of, instead of getting a higher PG, because let's be honest, if you look at the draft, I actually want to pull up the draft real quick. If you look at the draft real quick, if you look at it right here, I'm gonna bring it up real quick. If you look, in the draft this year, of course I have it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so if you look at the draft, look at what they could have got. They could have got Unguardable. They could have got Zay. They could have got Fan. There's a lot of guards they could have got, but instead they ended up with SEMA because they got pushed back into the draft. So it's just been a tough offseason. That's kind of why I'm hard on them. I can't give them credit. I can't say that it's been good just because of them going back 3 picks, and it's a dramatic difference in talent. I just think that it's been really a struggle for them. But either way, it is what it is. Got to move on. I think this roster, they'll compete, but I don't know if they'll necessarily be a great team. You a fan of Gen G or what? I'll talk about Gen G. I like it. It's just a young team. We got to see how they mesh together. They're a young team. I think they'll be fine at 3v3. I think 5v5, well, it's going to be a little rough. I think the East is a lot closer than the West. I think the West is going to be very top-heavy. You're going to have some really bad teams on the West, and you're going to have some, very even teams in the East. But anyway, getting back to the power rankings, going back to the Blazers. Blazers 5, you have Blazer 5 who has a team. Again, I think if Ducks Gaming or the Blazers were in the East, they'd have a lot better of a year. But they're in a conference to where they're facing some of the best players that have ever touched the sticks in the league. Even this team with the Kings, if Mama learns to get it together this year, and you have Antsies and Crush, Miles has been, all these guys, besides Ant, have playoff experience, and, Mama and Walnut, former MVPs. I don't want to use the past because the past is the past, but they still compete, and they're still good players. And I will say that this team, it's either they're going to be really good or really bad because it comes down to Mama. It really does. I don't know how their dribbling is going to be. I'm curious how good dribblers are going to be. But if they can go out there and just score, that's all that matters, right? Dime's good at center. That's a good question. Seem better than Fana anyway. Yeah, that's fair. But Mario, Benzo, I know what you're saying, Benzo. I can see, I agree with you in 5v5. But at the same time, you have Mario at center who, is going to get beat up by a lot of these centers. He got beat up last year. He's got to really show out. There's no we can throw him on. You can't throw him on the bench this year. If a player's bad on your team really is really going to get beat up. That's all I'm going to say. But I know where you're coming from. Anyway, I know, but I don't think Bucket is a PG. APG is a PG. Yeah, Unguardable can be a PG, and I think what's going to happen through scrims, maybe by game 1, Unguardable is at PG. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. Anyway, getting back to it with the Blazers. The Blazers are going to be my number 11 team. My second team not making playoffs. Up next, so I think that when it comes to this team that I'm about to talk about, I think that. I know what the Lakers were trying to do this year. I think they've done a good job bringing in Reg, but I don't think Reg is going to be enough for them. And I don't know. I haven't really, I don't know how much confidence. Reg came off a pretty rough year, and I know it's not all his fault. His team was bad, but I don't know if he's able. He's going from the Bucks to a Lakers team that I think doesn't really have an official identity. We don't really know what's going on with some of these players in position. So if you look at this team, again, I know that we think Tack is going to be center. Crazy's going to be center. Tack is going to be on lock. But obviously these two can actually interchange and switch positions. I think Green Tea Nice is not a bad pick late in the draft. I understand where they're going with that. Reg and Reese are going to do their thing. I just think that it's going to be it's a tough conference for Reg. I know he was on the Bucks before, but it's not really. I just don't know how it's going to go. Crazy has obviously been looking good this year on no look, so I'm excited to see how he comes in this year and how he pans out. No, I don't think they're going to be good. Mario's a bot. All I'm saying is they still got a dog at 8, even though those trades were extremely dumb. They were, yeah. I mean, they still got a good player, but they could have got a much better player, is the point. But looking at this Lakers team, I think it's, again, I don't think it's a bad team. I just don't think it's strong enough, for this Western Conference. They'll definitely be fighting for wins, but they're definitely going to be one of those teams that's probably in, has like a 40 win percentage or something like that. They might reach 50. I think that's their ceiling. But I think that for this team, I just don't think it's going to bode well, and I think they're going to struggle, and I'm going to rank them here at number 10 in the Western Conference. Number 9. Number 9 is a little interesting, right? Because you're starting to look at some of these rosters. You're like, all right, well, this is where I think the better teams come in. I think the next team I'm going to put on here is going to be this Cavs team. So if we go over and look at Cavs Legion has Bash, Jiden, Rim, Oreo, Fakey. It's not a bad roster. What's up, Greens? It's not a bad roster at all. In any way, I don't think it's a bad roster. But you compare it to most teams. I love Rim, but we've seen Rim on lock before in the league. He's definitely not the greatest lock in this conference. He's not horrible, but I just don't think he's got enough firepower at the lockdown position to hold some of the best PGs in this conference. He's definitely going to be one of those people I think that struggles on this team. I just don't like the pick and roll defense. And Fakey, I mean, it's a big prove it year for Fakey. I mean, Fakey's been having a really good pre-draft, and I'm interested to see how he comes out. But I mean, now we're in the big boy league. You got a lot of good centers out here in this conference. He got picked 51. He wasn't one of the first centers off the board. We'll see how. There's a lot of reasoning behind that. Why he went later compared to other centers. If people, again, it's all fit, culture, whatever. Rain goes to the Magic. A lot of teams could have taken Fakey, but they decided not to, and the Cavs decided to take him at the end, which is not a bad pick. I'm just interested where he ranks among these centers in this conference. I think that he might be one of those guys that's a bottom 5 center in the Western Conference. There's nothing wrong with that, but what's up, Faiz? But I just think that for Fakey, he's in a tough situation. Oreo could always alternate. They can always alternate if things aren't going well. But Oreo, even him, I mean, at center, it's not really, he wasn't like one of those elite centers. Oreo top 4 power forward in the league. I think that he can. Yeah, I mean, I think in this conference he's a really top. He could be because he can play power forward at a high level. He's finally back to power forward. But if Fakey's struggling at center, I think that we might see an issue with Oreo where he has to do more, and it might affect him. If Jiden and Rim can hold their weight, they'll be good, and it depends on them for real. I mean, yeah, but that's a huge if. You know what I mean? I think it's a huge if for this team. So it's a question. There's too many question marks around this team, but they do have 3 future firsts coming into next year. So I think they're if things don't work out this year, they're in a great position for next year regardless. But for now, I'm going to rank Cavs Legion as the 9th team. I think that they just have too many question marks. I think they're going to answer some of those questions later on in the season on who they really are. But I just think that right now I can't. For a team that has this many question marks, I can't rank them high. But anyway, up next, I mean, this is where it gets rough, right? You're wondering, all right, well, there has to be 2 more teams that are non-playoff teams. I think that the next team coming up, I mean, this is going to be a young team, man. But I also think that it comes down to Plondo, man. It really does. And that's going to be Bucks GG. Bucks GG at 8. Looking at the Bucks, I mean, you look at their team right now. You got Coach Johnny Dodsic's finally getting his chance to start in the league. You got Cease, you got Plondo. I just think Plondo is a prove it year. I think if Plondo doesn't perform this year, this will be his last year in the NBA2KLeague. I mean, I just my thoughts on that, man. I really do believe Plondo. He's in a dangerous situation. He has to perform. If Plondo doesn't perform, I don't see him on a roster next year. It's just what I think. Cease, Cease obviously has had a really good pre-draft, but retail is retail, man. Last year in the league, he was on a shitty Lakers team that didn't really do too much. He didn't really have much of an opportunity. This is kind of his first real opportunity, I guess you could say. And he's got to perform. He's another guy that if he doesn't play well, it's kind of hard to get back in this league when you have you don't have back-to-back the years that stick out. So it's really important what he does. This team's only going to be able to retain 3 people. So the most likely 3 people they retain is Cooks, Johnny, and Dalsix, depending on Dalsix here. Dalsix has had good pre-draft. I think he's one of the better two-way locks in this conference right now. So it's really important that he'll bring offense, but also bring defense. I think the Bucks will have a very strong offense. I know Cooks and Johnny have obviously played together before, so they've got to kind of have to figure out some things, though, still with chemistry. What's Ducks' absolute ceiling? I could do ceilings for the teams if you guys want me to do that type of content. But if I was to say Ducks' ceiling, I don't know how the schedule's going to go this year with conferences. But if I was to say, let's say that there was the 28 game setup, right? I know it's a little different this year with tournaments and points. I think we're looking at a team that could definitely be a top team at 3v3. I think their ceiling's very high in 3v3. 5v5, I think that their ceiling at the highest might be the 8th seed in the conference. I think that they could get around that like 14 and that 14 and 16 kind of thing, or like the 14 and 12. Not 14 and 12, 12 and 14. I think they can go around the 12 and 14 or something like that, or something like that. What is it? 12? No, it's 12 and 16. Sorry, 12 and 16. I think you can get like 12 and 16, kind of around that range. Who cares about 3v3? I care about 3v3 because there's a lot of money in it. People care about 3v3 if you're winning money, bro. I'm not gonna lie. There's a bag to secure in 3v3. That's why I care. But anyway, Bucks GG. I think they're a good team, but I think that they're gonna have to really, they gave away their future to get Cooks. It's really important that Cooks performs in a tough conference. No reg season, champ. No, there's no regular season. I know there's no regular season. I'm saying I know there's no regular season, so I don't really know how to gauge it. It's just not good this year. Yeah, 3v3? Yeah, it's definitely been rough. I know that's why a lot of content creators are going to 5v5 because it's more competitive. I know there's no regular season, Trey. I'm just trying to use a good gauge because I don't know how they're going to... again, I know there's going to be qualifiers to get into these tournaments. So there's going to be qualifiers to get into tournaments, and I know for each tournament, when you get a point. So I'm sure you probably if you qualify for the tournament that's going to be in person, you basically qualify. And when you qualify, you go in person, you earn 1 point for being there. For every tournament win you get 1 point, and if you win it all, you get 2 or 3, I think. I don't know which one they'll do, but I know that's what I've been hearing. I'm hearing some rumors about that, so I'm not sure. I know Bradford Ross, he just left, but he did he was part of putting together a setup for the tournament, so I don't know any details on that. I just know at one point we'll find out. And when I start to see the official information, I'll readjust my power rankings as needed. But again, if we're in a tournament fashion, I think certain players are a lot better when every game is money, But anyway, going back to Bucks GG. Again, this is a team that has a lot of young guys. I think there's still there's a little bit of a question around, what this team will be. Cooks and Johnny could really surprise a lot of people. They've been obviously labbing the game a lot more compared to some of these guards. So I think that there's a chance that the Bucks can really exceed and be like a top 6 team. But it's really just going to come down to, Plano's got to show up. Plano's got to do something. He can't he can't do what he did last year. But I think they definitely will have their struggles. But I think that they have a chance for they can make playoffs. They're definitely a team that can. They're a contender. They're a contender for playoffs, but I don't think they go further than the first or second round in playoffs if they do make playoffs. They'll kind of be like your Mavs Gaming, where they make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to make a huge run because this Western Conference is insane. A lot of teams are going to be exchanging losses, wins and losses. The last team that I'm going to be putting on here for the non-playoff teams is going to be Mavs Gaming. I think Mavs Gaming has done a great job with what they're building there. They gave away. I'm pretty sure. Did they give away a future first? I'm pretty sure on one of those trades they did give away a future first. Um, they're really banking on this year. You know what I mean? They really put it all in. They put it all chip. They're all in. On this. I think that they're hoping that this is the year that they make. They make the playoffs and make a push. Obviously last year was a terrible year. But I think that you have a young team. You have Kenny Zeus and you have Zay. I think these two were good picks. You also have symptoms on this team. You have Jake and Sick. Sick has to really step up this year. It's really big for him because obviously it's a down year last year because he didn't have a true point guard. But Kenny Zeus is really important for this team as well because Kenny Zeus, if he's not good, it's going to be tough for everybody. Bad take, cough, cough, cough. I mean, of course it's going to be a bad take. You're on the team, Santos. But I think that this team is going to be an up and down team. I think that they're going to have some really good spurts, but they're going to have some really, really bad moments. I think that there's some growing pains for Kenny Zeus. Again, I think a lot of these younger guards, they're going to surprise us because they're going to be league ready. They're going to be the most league ready people. They are going to be good early on. I think early in the season, the Bucks and the Mavs are the most likely teams to surprise us. I even think the Cavs with Bash Bash is probably going to be a lot better. But I don't think the Lakers, Blazers, and Ducks game are going to surprise me. I think they're going to be in this boat where they're going to be in that bottom three onslaught. One of these young teams won't be good. One of these young teams will be great. So Cavs, Bucks, or Mavs will definitely beat out one of these teams to make the playoffs. I don't know who it's going to be. Could it be the Pistons or Kings? I think the Pistons or Kings are the most likely to switch places with one of these teams. But like I said, we'll get into the playoff teams now. So my first team, I think that's going to take the 6th seed. It's probably going to be our league games in the studio this year. So the tournament games will be in the studio in Indy. So they're going to have the league in Indy. So there's going to be some teams that are actually staying in Indy, and they'll have games at their new studio that they're building in Indy. So I don't know all the details on it, but I do know that they will have in-person tournaments in Indianapolis. Anyway, number one playoff team, first playoff team that appears. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Jazz Gaming. I don't think Jazz Gaming got better. I think if you guys look at this roster right here with Jazz Gaming, you added Jen, you added Follow, you added Compete and you have Compete and Rhea and Splash. Splash will he'll do his thing. Splash is gonna make playoffs. He's gonna be one of the best PGs in the league again. I just don't know how I feel about the Jen pick. I get it; it's his guy. I think they tried to go with the only guy that's really truly worked for them at shooting guard was Lottie, and Lottie was big for defense. Lottie added some defense to them last year. Harris brought up some good points the other day on stream, and I kind of agree with it. What is Jen going to do for them defensively? I don't think he's going to bring that intense. He's not going to be a good enough defender. When the league start, April 5th or 6th. It's one of those days. So, as I was saying, but I like the follow pick. I think they improve on the pick and roll defense, compete at power forward. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow, if things aren't working out for Jen, I wouldn't be surprised if Compete could alter to the shooting guard if Jen's not playing well. But what's tough is there's no 6 men this year. So if Jen doesn't work out, you got to fight through it. You know what I mean? But Splash is going to do his thing. He'll get his team to the playoffs. I'm going to put them as one on the lower end of things just because I have a bad feeling about this new roster. I don't think it's going to work the way they think it's going to work. Again, some people might think it looks good on paper. I don't like it on paper. But I'm going to put them here. Up next is going to be Kingsguard Gaming. Kingsguard Gaming is a very, very interesting roster because, you had an off year last year. You were expecting Mama to have a lot better of a finish to the season. So with this current roster, you have Mama. You brought in Antseason late in the draft. You got Crush. You also got Miles from the T-Wills from last year. And you got Walnut. Looking at this roster, looks good. It's a really good paper team. It's a really good team on paper. But can it work? I don't know. I think a lot of teams that are going towards this two ball handler system, where you got two guys that are basically PGs, because Kai obviously was a PG. Ant Season's obviously a PG, so Mama and Ant combo is not a bad idea. That's the issue I think that the Splash has. He's kind of relying on more of a sharp, more than a secondary ball handler, and I think that that's kind of where it kind of hurts them a little. But Splash will be able to take them to the playoffs with his talent. But I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if Jazz Gaming does not make the playoffs this year just because of that shooting guard position, and I just have a bad feeling. Did the Kings get better or worse? Definitely better, because I think that you see a lot of these teams that are having these two ball handlers setups. I don't know how I feel about Ant and Mama, because neither of them have thumbs right now when it comes to dribbling. They're more IQ, but this team is very built on their IQ. Crush obviously is a very smart defender. You have some very smart 2K players. It's just about translating their knowledge together and working together and putting it to wins. I think they got better, because I really do like the Miles pick. I think Miles is just going to do his thing. He's got to green shots, rotate when needed for defense, and just do his thing. Walnut, it's a great center, man. He's a better center than Yusuf and all them last year. He's their best center they've probably had since Shots. So bringing Walnut in, it's a good choice. Him and Dane obviously have never missed the playoffs together, so I'm going to stick with that. I think that bringing Dane and Mama back together, Mama's going to need this month to really kind of, figure things out. Obviously he's probably already getting ready to run scrims, and I think that they're looking at a pretty good solid year. I don't think they're going to win anything crazy. I think they make some runs in some tournaments. These are guys that are definitely have been traditionally good in tournaments. Mama's obviously Mama and Walnut have won tournaments together, like the Churn and stuff like that. But that's obviously way back. But like these two guys, I think they'll be good in tournaments. Word on the street is that Miles' pick was a crush pick. LOL. Maybe it was, but Mama seems to be happy with that. I interviewed him last night on my broadcast. If you guys go watch yesterday's broadcast, I actually interviewed Mama. Really was happy about the pick. He likes the pick. So of course he's gonna say he likes the pick, but regardless, I think that he's happy with it. Jazz got better the position though. I don't think they got better. I think they got better at like their pick and roll defense with follow out lock, but I think every other team also got better as well. The intensity has risen in this league. A lot of teams are going with the two ball handlers. You got look at these two ball handler systems now, all in the Western Conference. So you have Antoine and Keena. Antoine's gotten better, right? You already had Bear and Kai. You have Vandy and EG, who is a really good combo. You have Ant Season and Mom. We'll see how that works out. Johnny and Cokes, I think, is a pretty good combo too. They'll definitely be giving some teams a run for their money. I'm just worried about this Jazz team, man. I feel like their team is stuck in the past with a guy, when you get a guy like Jen. But we'll see how it works. I would have liked if you were gonna do the whole idea of a player like that, I would have gone with Symptoms over Jen, but I know that they traded back and that kind of changed some things. But there was other options. I think there was a lot of options out there still. They lacked a good shooting guard last year, and Jen a bucket. Jen's a bucket, but I don't know. Jen be shooting some crack shots for no reason sometimes, in my opinion. And I know he's just I don't know. He just be, he's not easy to. Jen better than Lottie on offense, and he's a solid defender. We'll see. We'll see how he matches up. Again, even if it is an improvement, is it good enough for this Western Conference? Have they gotten ahead of the Warriors? Have they gotten ahead of the T-Wolves? Have they gotten ahead of the Pacers? Are they better? I don't think so. I think that they'll still be a playoff team. I think that their ceiling is going to be the highest. I think for them it's the 3 seed, but I don't see any higher than that. I don't think they're going to be a top 2 team. I think they're going to be. Honestly, I think the highest the Jazz can go is going to be 4 seed this year. I don't think they're going to be any higher than that. They'll make playoffs, but I don't think they're going to be 4 seed. Up next is going to be Pacers. Not Pacers, Pistons. So with Pistons GT, this is a team that obviously they had a lot of turmoil last year and still had a pretty good year. If you look at their roster right now, they have Radiant, EG, Bag Motion, Charger, Ramo. Ramo has to have a better year than last year. It was kind of an off year for him, but they still were able to make playoffs. Radiant needs to work on passing the ball more. Radiant needs to work on his vision. He needs to see the court more than just kind of going tunnel vision. They did bring in Green Light last minute in the playoffs, even though they were making a good run with, even though they were making a good run with Green Light. I really do wish they would have kept Cooks. I would have been interested to see Cooks in playoffs, but it is what it is. Bag motion is definitely better than Pexile. Charger, I mean, we didn't get to see much Charger last year, so I hope that he stays healthy. But I don't know, man. I don't know with Charger. I have a bad feeling about this Pistons team, and I do like EG. I like Radiant. They could be really good, but I do have a bad feeling about them. Just deep down my gut. But Radiant's good enough, and obviously you have Ramo. This is a team that still can hoop. I don't know. I do have a slightly bad feeling about this team. And but we are in tournaments now, so we'll see how they go. We'll see how that changes. I'm actually going to change the Pistons to the 5 seed. Just because I feel like they are... Who was the lock that 630 broke the record on? Was that Pexal? I don't know. I don't remember. I really don't. I don't remember off the top of my head. So, anyway. Let's see. Okay, so number 3. So we're down to the top 3 now. Top 3 is kind of where it gets a little tough, right? I think that number 3. I think it was Pex too. I don't remember. Number 3, I'm gonna go with T-Will's Gaming. I think we're looking at a team that is playing in tournaments now. What's up, Foreign Drip? How's it going? I think that with T-Will's Gaming, they're going to be a good team. They've obviously had the no look roster this year that has looked fantastic. But actually, you know what? I'm going to do Pacers here. Even though the Pacers did have a high seed, but it was a regular season kind of thing. But now we're in tournaments. I think that T-Will's Gaming is going to thrive a lot more in tournaments compared to Pacers. So now that we don't have that regular season format, I think that the Pacers will drop a little, but not dramatically. So I'm going to put Pacers Gaming here at 3. With Pacers Gaming roster, you have currently Vandy in 630 in the backcourt. You have Lav and Jomar and Wolf all in that front court. I just think that with this team, it's going to be still the same defensive team that it was, but you just improve on your offense. I mean, Vandy and 630 are going to complement each other very well. You're going to see a lot more openings for 630 compared to last year. I mean, it was him versus the world. I would not be surprised if this team ends up getting the number 1 seed. I mean, you can book that now. I think that Pacers Gaming is a very viable candidate to make a title run and be a number 1 seed. Yeah, but I think that for the Pacers, I mean, the most important thing is just figuring out a good balance between Vandy and 630, maintaining that same defense they've had, in the past, and making sure Jomar gets a haircut. No, I'm trolling. Jomar, your hair, bro, I can't believe how long your hair is now, bro. That's insane. But anyway, as I was saying, jumping into the next team is going to be T-Will's Gaming. T-Will's Gaming, Energy, tournament team. No look, obviously, doing their thing this pre-draft. They've all been playing the game, all grinding it, obviously, in different ways. This is a scary team coming into this year. I can't doubt the T-Wolves. T-Wolves are going to be amazing. If you guys don't know the roster, obviously they have Bear, Kai, Shifty, DJ Too Cold, and Slaughter. DJ Too Cold is playing with Life Itachi and them on, is it Generational Talent? I don't know what they were called. Can't remember the name of their team. But I know he's playing with Itachi and them. He was a pretty good power forward. But you think the Jazz got worse? I do. But yeah, I definitely think the Jazz got worse. But anyway, as I was saying, but with this team with the no look, I wouldn't be shocked though if they do struggle early on, because I think they kind of get, when you're too confident, you don't do certain things right. I think it's really important that when T-Will's Gaming gets in the market, that they're really hitting the ground running. They're not feeling like they're a top team. I need them to feel like they're a bad team. I need them to feel like that they're not good and they need to work hard. I don't want them to come in too confident and get slapped in the face. But I think T-Wolves Gaming, after seeing what they've done in this pre-draft, I don't have any doubt in my mind they could be a top team. Warriors Gaming. Warriors Gaming, you look at this roster, Gina, obviously, it's fucking Gina. Like, I know that's a crazy thing for those who might not know who Gina is. Gina is probably one of the most successful people in tournaments, and now that we're in a tournament fashion, like, Gina's sitting there licking his chops. Antoine, Antoine has really taken a big step up. He's going to be a great 3v3 player. The Warriors Gaming is literally one of the best organizations right now in the 2K League. You have Gradient, Gradient is the only lock left from the Season 2 class. There's a reason for that. He's good at the game. And you have Chaos back on this roster. Of course, Chaos did his thing, very efficient from the corner. So, pretty good defender. Hezi, obviously coming off a very good year at the center position. So they got their entire roster that went down to the Final Four last year. I think they take that step forward. Now that Jazz Gaming, in my opinion, got worse, they do got to worry about the T-Wolves. The T-Wolves are going to be looking for revenge. It's hard to repeat things. Hopefully, Warriors are on the opposite side of the T-Wolves when it comes to the bracket, so at least the T-Wolves could possibly get upset. But at the same time, T-Wolves Gaming not being able to get a warm-up game, at least a warm-up series compared to what the Warriors did. The Warriors did get a warm-up series and then ran into the T-Wolves, so it definitely did benefit the Warriors in that way, but we'll see how it goes. But for number one in the best team, I think, in the Western Conference is going to be Warriors Gaming. So right here, guys, so this is actually going to be my Western Conference power ranking. So number one being Warriors Gaming, number two is T-Wolves Gaming, number three is Pacers Gaming, the 4 seed is going to be Kingsguard, 5 Pistons GT, number 6 is going to be Jazz Gaming. My non-playoff teams in the Western Conference, starting out at the 7 seed is Mavs Gaming, 8 seed is going to be Bucks Gaming, 9 seed is Cavs, 10 seed is Lakers, and 11 seed is Blazers, and 12 seed is going to be Ducks Gaming. Very, very interesting conference, to say the least, in my opinion. I think that, when it comes to this conference, there's definitely going to be a lot of in-between teams. Generation of Miracles, that's what it was. Sorry, DJ, for your team. Anyway, I think that for the non-playoff teams, there's definitely a lot of 500 teams in this conference, and I would not be shocked if we see either the Mavs or Bucks or even the Cavs sneak into one of those spots above like the Pistons or Kings. I don't see the 3 teams that I will guarantee right now for the NBA 2K League playoffs is going to be Warriors Gaming, T-Wolves Gaming, Pacers Gaming, and Jazz Gaming. I think that for this, let's be real. The Pistons and Kings both have some good, big questions around them. They can definitely be flipped out of the playoffs, and it could definitely end up with either the Cavs, Bucks, or Mavs. But I think it's more likely that these, the Jazz make it over the Pistons and Kings. It's hard to repeat, good seasons. It's hard to go back to back. It's hard to make playoffs, and we don't know what can happen. There's a lot of unpredictable things leading up to the league. If you guarantee Jazz, why at 6? Because I think that no matter, it's kind of like with certain players. I think that the reason why I put them at 6, because I think that there's going to be certain teams that are better in tournaments. I think that for Jazz Gaming, you're just thinking that. I just think that when you have a guy like Splash, who's an MVP candidate, it's hard to deny him to play the playoffs, especially a guy who's been very competitive, always getting to Final Fours. I think that the Jazz are going to get to a bunch of Final Fours this year, but they're just not going to finish the job. And I think that's going to affect them when it comes to the point system. I think they're not going to win any. They're not going to win any tournaments, and I think they're going to just keep finishing Final Fours or so, or maybe they make one finals run, but they're not going to finish the job enough. They're going to have a lot of times where they don't make it all the way, but you're going to see some of these teams I could see the Kings make a crazy run in the tournament, and they're all right. So they're a higher seed because they're making deeper runs in tournaments. I think the same thing goes for T-Wolves and Warriors. Those teams are really strong tournament teams. I think the Pacers are a little. I think that a lot of these teams are going to make deeper runs, but I think the Jazz are going to have some early exits in a lot of tournaments. I think early in the year, they're going to be shocked at how quickly they get kicked out of a tournament. I think that the first tournament of the year, the teams that are going to come out the strongest likely to be Mavs Gaming. I think it's going to be the strongest team in the early part of the year. I think that Pacers may struggle just because I don't think 630 and Vandy have played the game enough, and I think that that's something that we could definitely see a drop in a little. I think early on they'll struggle, but they'll pick it up later on. Kingsguard, same thing. I mean, a lot of these guys haven't played the game. Mama hasn't been playing the game enough. I know Ant, he didn't really play the game much early on. He's kind of starting to pick it up now. It's going to be a little slow for Kingsguard Gaming. So, I mean, to be fair, I'm actually going to do this. I think this is a better spot for Jazz Gaming. I'm actually just going to switch them to 4. Just because I think with I'm really thinking about Kingsguard Gaming. Kingsguard Gaming, those guys have not been playing the game enough. They have a PG and shooting guard that have not been touching the game a lot. So I'm going to put them at the 6 instead and put the Jazz Gaming at 4. I feel more comfortable with that. Pistons GT, I'm going to keep them at 5. Kingsguard is one of those teams that, Mama's got to get his shit together. You know what I mean? And I think he will. And I felt like I was, it's funny because I'll probably look back on this and be like, damn, man, I was so high on that Kings team and they ended up not being that good. So I'm going to put them at the 6th seed because I think they need more time. How do you think about Bash for this year? I think Bash is going to be, I think Bash is going to still do his thing. He's still going to have top 10 PG stats. He'll be good. He's just in a really tough conference. I mean, he's definitely done a good job at making playoffs, in the Western Conference multiple times. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Cavs take like that Kings or Pistons position. But it's really going to come down to, guys like Jiden. I know that Fakey and Oreo got to do their thing. And Rim at lock, I'm a little concerned. I mean, I think Bash will do his thing, but I don't know how his teammates will be. So I have to see. I mean, I'll get information through scrims. Facts. You could dribble better than them, Chamsky. Yeah, I mean, bro, I mean, basically, I think at this point, I've probably played the game more than Mama at this point. And Mama comes out killing it, they're the best team in the league. Yeah, but that's a huge if. Mama's got to get his shit together. Coach DJ Layton has to get them on the court, man. He needs to make sure that he basically what the Kings have to do this year. They have to do what Jeff Terrell does to the Sixers, where they're scrimming every fucking day and they're going nuts with scrims. Every year the Sixers and everyone who knows this in the league, they go insane with scrims early in the year, bro. Like they're literally playing more than anybody out there. So I think that that's something that's going to be really important for DJ Layton. He needs to get his guys playing the game a lot, whether they like it or not. Like they're going to get pissy with him, but they need it more than anybody, especially because they have to make up for not playing all offseason. So whatever their scrim blocks are going to be, I think you need to add more time to their scrim blocks, because that's kind of they're going to get pissy about it, but they need it. They need it more than anybody, because if they do that, they'll be so much more successful, in my opinion, DJ. That's just my thoughts on it, man. I think that you need to be on that same level as Jeff Terrell is with his team early in the year. I think Jeff Terrell's teams, though, get burnt out, so you need to have a good balance. I think that Jeff is really hard on his team early on, and it helps, but they burn out, and a lot of teams adjust to them. I've seen that over the years. So that's usually why Jeff is so successful in the tip-off, is just the amount of ammo they basically, and you want to balance it out. You don't want to give everything away early in the year, but you want to have a good start. Especially for confidence. I think that your team, you want to come into the season feeling confident, especially a guy like Mama, who I think he drives off of confidence and just being cocky. I mean, I think that was really part of what succeeded for the Blazers in the past, so you need to get hit the ground running with this team. But anyway, this is my power rankings for the Western Conference. Moving on to the Eastern Conference. So this is the conference where you could say it's the I don't know. You know how you have in SpongeBob you have Weenie Hut Jr.? Yeah, this is Weenie Hut Jr. Of a conference. PGs are not that good. I think that not a single one of these PGs would even be in the top 5 discussion over in the West. There might be, if I was to be honest with you, I don't think any of these PGs are going to have top 5 performance in the league this year. Weenie Hut Jr. is crazy. I mean, dude, I think it's the best comparison right now for this Eastern Conference is Weenie Hut Jr. It's bad. When does the league play first start? April 5th or April 6th, from what I know. Yeah. I mean, you tell me right now. You look at these PGs. You tell me what one of these PGs is going to be top 5 this year in the league. I mean, I think Tyus Yen's going to shock a lot of people how good he's going to be, but I don't think I think his ceiling, he could end up being a top 10 just because the Wizards will be doing their thing with that defense. C's has a lot of potential this year. Gallo, obviously being the number 1 pick, he has a lot of potential. But there's just such big questions. If anything, I see more bottom PGs in the league than I do top in this conference. Best PG in the league to me at this point. Dre's good. Dre's good. I don't think Dre's bad. Dre's going to succeed a lot this year. What's up, Bag Motion? What's going on, man? What's going on? C's or Duck? Yeah. I mean, C's definitely has a lot of opportunity. Yeah, C's will be fine, but look at this Western Conference, okay? Number 1 PG at this point. Probably going to be Splash. Splash still going to do his thing. I know statistically, listen, I know Kina, he's not going to have the numbers, but he's going to be good. Kina's still one of the top PGs in the league. I know that his numbers don't always show, but the little things he does, his IQ, his way that he puts, that's crazy, champ. What do you mean what's crazy? Dre Gallo, all top 5 potential? Yo, you're nuts. Who you're telling me. So let's be real. Potential, there's a difference between potential and actually being a top 5 player. I think that you look at it, 630 is technically still the primary ball handler. Let's not go PG or shooting guard. Let's go primary ball handlers, okay? Let's say primary and secondary, right? Vandy is technically going to so. I think you look at a lot of these teams. I think you look at 630. He's still technically the primary guy, even though Vandy's going to facilitate him a lot. Vandy's going to be, but Vandy's a scorer. That's the hard thing about it. It's Vandy's a strong scorer, and 630 has played shooting guard before, but Vandy's going to have to give up the ball a lot more. He's going to have to work on his passing a little. I know Vandy's more of a dribble head, and I think that he's going to use his dribbling to get 630 open. I think 630 is going to be doing a lot of off-ball dexing and stuff like that to really get open. So that's big. That's big for this team. The Pacers will be good, but I just think that for a lot of these teams, where's guard right now? Bottom 3 guards. Cheers. Hope everybody is having a good day. Appreciate you, Tark. I'm really not a fan of the Pacers. I don't know why. 630 Radiant Splash Gallo. I think you're a little high on Gallo. I love Gallo. I think Gallo would be good, man, but putting Gallo up there, it's tough, man. I'm out the mix playing. What did 630 go to shooting guard? Yeah, so 630 is likely going to go to shooting guard. Vandy's a PG. Vandy is more successful with the ball in his hand than being off ball. 630 has played shooting guard before. They could put 630 at PG. We don't know yet, but I think it's more likely 630 to be a shooting guard. He's been a shooting guard. He came in as a shooting guard, basically coming into the league. People knew he could play PG. I didn't believe in him like that in PG, and he proved me wrong, so it's good. But I think Vandy is more likely to be the PG, and 630 is going to work off ball to get open, to get away from the lock. Because I think that you put the primary lock, everyone's got to put their lock on Vandy because Vandy's going to be dribbling crazy. If you don't put the lock on him, he's going to be cooking you. So 630 is going to be off ball, basically away from the lock, and he's technically going to be he'll be your primary guy. All I'm going to say is you doubted Gallo before, and he's number 1 pick. I don't know, man. Reg and Dre going to surprise people this year. I don't think so. I maybe Dre, but here's my thing. Here's the PGs I'd put Dre over. I'd put Dre over Bucket. I'd maybe put him over Reg this year. Maybe Kenny. Maybe Simo. Maybe Bear, but even Bear plays his role as he's still better at PG. He's still better at PG than Dre. It's just that Dre has a bigger role on the Sixers compared to Bear. Bear's numbers will not show it, but Bear is still a better PG than Dre. All these PGs, I'm not putting Dre over these PGs. Dre, I underrate maybe in a way, but I don't think he's going to be better than a lot of these PGs. Shoot. Bash had a better year than Dre last year. You know what I mean? You don't think Bash will be possibly an most improved? What do you mean? Bash had a good year last year. Shit, Kai might be going off this season too. Yeah, Kai is basically the primary ball handler on the T-Wolves, even though Bear's the PG. Same thing goes for 630. The Pacers saw what T-Wolves Gaming did last year, and they're trying to replicate it. And now that Antoine's hooping, guess what? You have 3 teams that are going to be at the top of the conference with 2 ball handlers that are going to be good. And I think that a team like the Jazz are not going to be able to compete with the top 3 teams like the Pacers, T-Wolves, and Warriors because they don't have that system. They're relying too much on Splash to be to have good games. We good, a pretty balanced team. Bash was a top 5 PG last year. Just wanted to know what I did to deserve an F. Rookie season definitely gets overshadowed by 630. Anyway, what did you do, Seam? It's not what you did, bro. I just don't think you guys have. You guys have one of the bottom centers in the league. You have a guy that I don't know how he's going to be at lock. He'll be solid at lock. He's not like a top lock. Killy's not bad at shooting guard. He's definitely did his thing last year in 5v5. But I think he's in a tough conference. I just think you guys are in a tough conference. How do you think Ant will be? I'm a little concerned about Ant and Mama. It's a little tough, man. I don't know how it's going to work out because you have two guys who I think that are, I don't want to say, I think they'll level out. It's going to take time for them to adjust to each other, but they're two guys who can be stars, and it's going to take a lot of scrims for these guys. Usage was almost the same between Bear and Kai. Really? So, Kai was just more efficient. Kai was efficient as hell. He's the best shooter last year in the 2K League. How do you think Ant? Yeah. But I don't know, man. I just think that when it comes to guys like Dre, in the Eastern Conference, like Dre can compete, man. I think Dre could be in that he'll be in the upper 12. He could be in the upper 12. What I mean by that, the upper 50% in the 2K League at PG, is very all right. Let's take 20. Let's say that there's 24 guards, right? Because there's 24 guards in each conference, right? So that's a total of 48 guards. I think that Dre will be in the top 24 out of 48. He'll be out of 48 guards. I think Dre's in the top 24. That's a lot of guards. I honestly think he might be even higher than that. I think Dre might be in that 15 or 16 range when it comes to every guard in the league. We're talking about Kai. We're talking about 630. We're talking about guys like Ant, who could definitely go off. Johnny Red, Unguardable, Antoine. We're including all those guys. I think Dre could definitely be in the top 20, to be honest with you. When it comes to overall guards in the league. But I don't what I'm saying is actually a really big compliment to Dre. Saying that he's going to be in that range. Out of 48 guards in the 2K League, I think Dre will be top 20. I know that sounds like it's not that bad, I promise you. But as I was saying, though, with Dre, I think that the Sixers will be very good. I think the Sixers are going to be a really good team in this conference. But let's get into the power rankings for the Eastern Conference so we can talk about this. So, going over to power rankings, we're doing the Eastern Conference now. We did the Western Conference for those who missed out. What do you go off? Team success? You disrespectful. Yeah, I'm disrespectful. I'm probably going to be pretty accurate on that one. If you think Dre is going to be top 10 out of every shooting guard in the 2K League, I think that, yes, he'll be very successful in the Eastern Conference. Dre will be maybe the top 3 guard in the Eastern Conference, but compared to Western Conference, and again, a lot of Western Conference guys aren't going to be as good in stats, so that will benefit Dre. Dre's numbers will make it look like that he's a top 5 guard in the league, but in reality, he's not playing in the Western Conference. So whatever you do in the Eastern Conference, I really don't weight that heavily. So if Dre has top 5 numbers at PG, I would say push that back to maybe outside the top 10 because you're not playing in the Western Conference. I'm just being real. I mean, you're gonna have some PGs in the Eastern Conference that people are like, oh man, he's so good. He's so but you're playing look at the Eastern Conference, okay? All right, who our best locks in the Eastern Conference at this point? And it's not all about locks guarding PGs. Obviously, it's pick and roll defense. You have the number 1 defense. Dre, if you shit the bed against the Wizards, don't even talk to me about the Western Conference. Yeah, I'm about to tell you, Dior. I'm just saying the Wizards are the best competition. If you go out there and you cook the Wizards, then you know what? I'll shut up. But if you get cooked by the Wizards and they literally put you in a box, they literally put you in a freaking box, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that I'm a top 10 guard. Because if every time I watch you against that Wizards team and you're getting your ass kicked, I don't want to hear it. That's my number 1 thing. I don't think that, you're going to, if you struggle against that Wizards defense, then there's a problem. Any guard in the Eastern Conference, yeah, Yeah, but they're the closest team to what it's like to play a Western Conference team. They're the closest team that you're going to get to what the Western Conference is. The tops, like I would say, the level that the Wizards are at is the level that you like. So take the Pacers, take the T-Wolves, and take the Warriors, and that's basically what the Wizards are at with their level. I'm just saying. They are better than everyone on defense. Yes, they are. But you should be that is the best taste you're going to get at playing a team that's at the level of the Western Conference. What, half the West is not even that good? Bullshit. Bullshit, Trey. Bullshit. Bullshit. We said that last year. We know that Western Conference is way better. It's way better. Bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm going to say bullshit on that one. If you think half the Western Conference is shit, you're crazy. West is overrated. You also said the Kings were winning a chip. Yeah, Mama also didn't get to play the game until 3 days before the tip-off tournament. The guy literally missed out, and this time he's getting it. As long as you guys have league build, Mama is in a. It could be. Mama needs time to get his shit together. That's why listen, a guy who didn't play the game all off season, didn't get any reps on the league build. That's definitely not going to help. Yeah, he didn't play off season, but if he gets that month of March where you guys should have the league build, if you guys don't have the league build on time this year, then I'm not going to lie, there's a problem. That needs to be done. Yeah, everyone had the same amount of time. Yeah, but Mama didn't play the game. I get the guys who benefited from the game from not having the league build early. The guys who benefit were the guys who grinded retail, which deservingly. But you give Mama a month to get his shit together for the game, he'll be fine. Like, I'm just saying, dude, you a lot of guards that did good last year were the guards, a lot of the people who grinded the game a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, obviously there were some guys like Radiant who just stepped in and kind of did his thing, but I'm just saying, like, overall, I just think that when it comes down to it, last year it was a huge disadvantage for Mama when he didn't play all retail. DD best power from the league, and he's with Dave Fry-Ock, and you know how good of a defense that is, and their defense is they're all defensive minded. Yeah, the only other defense in the Eastern Conference that I like, I'm trying to think. I'm really interested to see. A lot of these defenses are pretty weak. I feel like that Celtics team will probably have a pretty solid defense because Taza obviously does his thing. You add a trade there. I think they'll probably have a pretty solid defense. The Hawks defense looking sweet. Dre will have a field day with the Hawks. I like that. I like the Gen G defense. Mavs Gaming, I mean, that's Candyland. Champ, no one cares. Okay, crazy. Have a good night. Splash got boxed by Wiz. He's not top 10. Yeah. No, he's not top 10. No. You hit the gym, bro? Always. Yeah, man, I'm just trying to get a Tesla like crazy, man. That's all I'm going to say. I'm trying to get a Tesla like crazy. Anyway. Answer Dre. With the choke slam. No. Dre, you need to show me something, Dre. Like, I think, Dre, you definitely, like, you're definitely going to have top 10 numbers. But your numbers are going to be inflated based off of the Eastern Conference, is what I'm going to say. Okay? You will have inflated numbers because of the Eastern Conference. Listen, if you're averaging, let's say you're averaging 20, let's say you're averaging 30 and 12, right? Let's say you're averaging 30 and 12. I think that's the equivalent to like 25 and 9 in the East. I mean, in the West, that's like 25. Like, it's inflated stats. Yeah. You overhyping the West. I'm not overhyping the West. TT, we don't care. Shut up. You got this chat, man. Oh, man. Hawks A-, can't believe it. Bro, that's bad, champ. Holy crap. Anyway, I think it's time we do some power rankings. What are your thoughts on the Lakers? I think the Lakers are gonna be the team that gets punched in this year. I think they're gonna be getting bullied in the Western Conference. I think they'll get some wins. They'll definitely be like an in-between team. Again, there's gonna be a lot of gulag. There's gonna be a team that has to get beat up. I think Ducks Gaming and the Blazers are gonna get bullied. I think the Lakers will be an in-between team and they'll be solid, but they're definitely gonna be on that lower onslaught. Like I think they're gonna be like the Celtics last year in their conference. So they'll be in between. They'll beat some good teams here and there, but they're not gonna. You're gonna bully crazy. Damn, that's tough. Magic any good? I'll give you my opinion about the Magic. Why don't we do? Let's do these power rankings though. Okay, let's do the East power rankings. So we got non-playoff teams here. So the first team that comes to mind is Grizz Gaming. Their team's ass this year. Okay, BP is going to get them. I mean, the one benefit to Grizz Gaming is they are in the East. I think that Grizz Gaming, BP is going to pull some wins out, but I feel like this is going to be. It's just like a slightly better team than the Hawks he had back in the day. I just think that the Grizz are going to get their shit. Like they're going to get destroyed. Like dude. You got J-Rod on the team, bro. I'm just saying, bro. J-Rod is not, like, come on, bro. Come on. They are literally going to be the fucking punching bag of the Eastern Conference at times. I think they'll upset some teams, because BP will hoop. When BP's hot, he's hot, right? He'll definitely beat up on some teams. But he's going to, for the most part, have a lot of issues with J-Rod. And what's going to happen is if J-Rod's not playing well, they're going to try to hide him on lock or something. I don't know. What do you do if J-Rod's playing like shit? It's been 48 hours and Chance slandering the Grizz. You should have seen how I hate the Grizz this year. No, you act like J-Rod don't have a working controller. Hide him on lock. I don't fucking know where you hide him, bro. Hate? Who hides someone on lock? I don't, because I'll be honest with you, Greasy. I don't know where else you hide them. Because if you can't play shooting guard, bro, how to be on a dartboard in the Grizz Gaming facility? I'm just being honest, guys. I'm being honest how I think about these teams right now. I mean, every year, you know me, I have my hot takes on these teams. Grizz Gaming, their ceiling this year. Is it that really their confirmed lineup, though? I don't know what the fuck their lineup is, Dior. I don't fucking know. Because at this point, I don't know. Maybe BP's on center at this point, bro. I don't fucking know. Because J-Bunny, if he's at shooting guard, J-Rod, if he goes, let's say J-Rod's on lock. I don't know. J-Rod, listen, Spartan to center, J-Money the shooting guard, and J-Rod on power forward. Oh my god. So, I'll switch it to that. Because that's probably, you can hide J-Rod on power forward. You definitely could. You definitely could hide J-Rod there. But, I don't know, it's bad, man. It's just bad. They're lucky they're in the East. That's all I'm going to say. The only reason they'll be slightly successful is because they're in a weaker conference. If this team was anywhere even relatively in the West, they would literally, like, them and Ducks Gaming would literally be getting bullied. Oh, no. I mean, listen, I'm going to go with the lineup I said. I hear so many different lineups. I'll go with what I think it's going to be. How the might hate fallen. With the meta in this game, J-Rod would have to guard pick and roll. No. What does J-Rod got to do besides catch and shoot with BP? How bad can he be? J-Rod, why didn't J... So if J-Rod's that guy, right? Why the fuck didn't he start last year? You drafted your sixth man back to the team over some of these prospects. Like, J-Rod didn't start. Why? Because the Grizz obviously had some issues. Did J-Rod get any starts last year? Hang on. Let me check something on 2K Labs. Did J-Rod get any games last year? At all? He might have got a couple. Yeah, Dotsix. Because Dotsix is on a really good fucking team. The Grizz were one of the best teams in the fucking 2K League last year. What was Grizz Gaming? Grizz Gaming was not one of the best teams. There's a huge difference between Grizz Gaming and T-Wolves. That is not comparable. That is not comparable. How are you going to compare the T-Wolves Gaming team that won a banner, had one of the best shooters in the 2K League, an MVP candidate, and you're going to ask, why didn't Dotsix get a start? Come on, man. Come on. Let's not. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Come on. Come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, that's a joke. Look, number one seed. Let it be heard. Like, Grizz defense was crazy last year. That wasn't the problem, though. Their offense was not, like, Chess. Why did J-Rod get more chances over Chess at shooting guard? Why didn't he get more chances than Chess at shooting guard? If that's the case, why? 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 Someone, please answer my question. Someone answer my question. Why didn't J-Rod get that chance? J-Rod played one game. J-Rod played one game. Let's look at J-Rod's career. Okay? Alright. Season 3. He got 24 games. This was season 3, right? He was on that Grizz team in season 3. His numbers, so he had a 40 win percent. When he was a starter, his team had won 40% of their games. Okay, Vandy was on the team. Now they go from Vandy. He shot 48%. Actually, I need to see overall stats. Hang on. I need to see season 3 stats. We're doing this. Chess better. It's just bad, bro. It's bad. I'm looking at season 3 stats. I want to see where J-Rod ranked among shooting guards in that season. Let's see. Let's go 14 games, season 3. Let's look at stats. Where's J-Rod? Was J-Rod even on shooting guard? Was he even on shooting guard? What position did he even start? Why can't I find J-Rod? He was at small forward. He was at small forward. They could have got so much better at shooting guard, but they J Money won at J-Rod. Yeah, but they struggled. They struggled near the end of the year. People figured them out. Why didn't they adjust? Why didn't they adjust? Why didn't Grizz Gaming try? You definitely, like, J-Rod has real on you. He's gonna hoop. All right, Matty. All right. Listen, like I said, we'll see. We'll see. I think I think Grizz Gaming is going to be a bottom 3 team. They're going to be crap. They are going to be terrible this year. The only reason they will be slightly good, like listen. You know what's funny? They're going to win a couple games early. Okay? They're going to win early. They don't even have a coach. They're going to win a couple games early. Okay? And they're going to feel good. They're going to come at me and be like, man, you were wrong. Then we're going to get to the real part of the league where teams are adjusted and better. And they're going to become a punching bag. Okay? They're going to become a punching bag. All right? BP is going to have to carry them in a lot of these games. I think they're going to be like that 7-9 Hawks team. They're going to have some solid moments, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. They're going to be that's their ceiling. The Grizz don't have a coach. Oh, Lang Whitaker is their coach. I don't know what Lang, like, I don't know his coaching. I'm not going to judge his coaching because I don't know anything about his coaching. The East Lock is soup to you. Tripping. The East locks are souped. Okay. Eli. Let's see. How many locks in the West is Eli better than? Okay, I'll take Eli over Rim. I'll take Eli over Tactic. Okay, maybe over Bag, and maybe over Majestic. Okay. Radiant, no. Shifty, no. Wolf, no. Zay, hell no. Crush, no. Follow, no. Doll 6, I think is better. Randoms. Okay. Tezo. Tezo I think is one of the better locks. Okay. I'd love to see. I really do want to see the comparisons of these locks. Hezi, we don't know yet. Authentic. I mean, we have heard people say he can play. Swan, come on. Like, I love Swan, but he's not. Like, a lot of these locks over here are definitely better. All right. So right now with locks, Gradient's a top 3 or top 5 lock. Crush is a top 3 lock. Randoms is definitely top 5. Wolf last year, top 10. He's probably top 10. Follow definitely is up there in that. Technically, you could say he's top 5 or he's top 10. I'll say top 10. The rest of these guys we don't really know. Let's see over here. Do they have any top 3 locks? Awkward's the number 1 lock. Okay, they have a really good lock there. Saint was top 10 lock. I'd say this is a top 10 lock right here. It's probably like number 6. Tezo's top 10. The rest of these guys, I don't know. We don't know. Eli was probably top 10. Eli's one of the top 10 locks over here. The rest of these locks we don't know. We cannot say anything about most of these people on lock if they're playing lock, because they're like, again, Zay's probably the best lock that's a rookie, and even then there's some question marks around him. Same like Stick is definitely up there. I can't wait till the season start. Oh yeah, listen, man, I'm driving. Listen, I know there's some teams getting energized right now. There's some teams just like I'm doubting the fuck out of them, and they're just gonna. Oh man! I went to my last stream, guys, because I did a lot of hot takes last stream. You know, I've never seen so many clipped fucking things in my broadcast ever. I went through my broadcast because I was working on for YouTube. I think I had like 20 clips. People clipped me 20 times last stream. 20 times! 20 times they clipped me. They're coming for my neck this year. They're gonna come for my neck. They are going to come after me. They are going to get me. Okay? They are going to. TB going to be up there this year, I can tell. Yeah. He's in a really good defense. Like, that rotation, like, TB does his thing, but now he's one of the best defenses in the league. TB's going to have a crazy year. But Stick is the best rookie kick, but Zay not far behind. Wow. Kilos, that's a hot one right there. I think Stick will have a pretty good defensive year. Anyway, why don't we do these power rankings? We've been sitting here for a while. I know Jeff Terrell's probably sitting there like, champ, come on. All right. I love Jeff. Jeff knows I'm trolling. Grizz Gaming, I'm putting you number 12. All right. I'm looking at you, Grizz Gaming. You're number 12. Up next. I'm going to go with my guy. I love you, Kurt. But it's a rebuild year, man. I know he doesn't want to hear it. They just reload over there at Nets Gaming Crew. I'm gonna say you're the 11th seed. I think that it's kind of tough to recover from losing Chalk. Chalk was a top PG in the league last year. Okay, you go from Chalk to he got game. All right, you got a late pick, man. It's not your fault. It's tough, man. This team is definitely gonna have some. This team has a personality, and I love it. I love the people they put together. It definitely will, have some, they'll make something happen. But I got it. He got game. It's a huge question mark. Too much of a question mark at this point. I'm sure some answers will get answered in the coming weeks about one of these young PGs hooping. It's either gonna be King Hod or he got game. It's gonna break out. Those are sleepers. One of them's gonna be really good. But right now, I have two big question marks around those two guys, so I don't know. So at this point, you got game, and your question mark's too big, man. I don't know, man. I'm gonna rank this to the Nets low because I just don't think that King Ha's gonna have enough for this team to be successful. So I'm putting them. I'm putting them at 11. So up next, they're gonna have good defense for sure. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that. I think that there's gonna be a really good defensive team, but you gotta score. You can't. You can have all the defense in the world, but if you're not putting up enough points, you need to do something. You know what I mean? Like Faiz is good, but Faiz can't be your leading scorer. Like if Faiz is the leading scorer on this team, there's a problem. And I love Faiz; he's good, but like he shouldn't be your leading scorer. We'll get to the Wizards. No, patience. Okay. As I was saying, number 10. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the Hornets. Okay. Every year I do this. West is sitting there with his wings right now, cooking over this. You know, he's cooking wings for the team. What's that mean? Like something like that. He does it like that. Whatever. West is sitting there, man. Listen, man. I don't like the PG situation. I don't like it, man. I think King Hod's not a bad player, man. I know King Hod's probably going to surprise me. He's probably going to surprise me. Faiz isn't... What the fuck am I reading in my chat? Faiz is outscoring the Kings backcourt. No! 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 No, it's not happening. No, hell no. Hell no, that's not happening, okay? I'm sorry, bro. That is never gonna happen, bro. Bro. What is going on, bro? What is going on? What is going on right now, guys? This doubt it. He gonna have too much pressure. I'm sorry, bro. That's just wild. That's just wild. I'm sorry. Anyway, Hornets Venom GT. You look at this Hornets team. It's not a bad team. It's not. But I got a question around Icy, man. Is Icy going to be able to perform? You know, he was pretty good lock for no tolerance on retail. Now we're getting in person. You know, I'm interested. Icy has a question mark around him, man. He's either gonna be really good or really bad. There's no in between for Icy. It's one of the two for me. King Hod, you've dropped back all the way in the draft to wait for King Hod. I mean, he's obviously a guy who's played in a lot of these select leagues and stuff like that, and really built up his name, and you know has a really cool story. I just don't think King Hod's gonna be that guy. I don't think he's going to be good enough to get this Hornets team. I think this is the first time we're going to see where Rigby's going to have to really do a lot this year, man. And hopefully everything's going well for Rigby. You know, who is King Hod? Two guard Rigby. Yep, Rigby's gonna. It's gonna be crazy for Rigby, man. It's gonna be a crazy year. And Rigby's gonna have a pretty good year. I think the Hornets are just not. I mean. The Hornets could definitely be an in-between team, and I said this to West. I always underrate his teams. I mean, he had Sherm, and look what he did with Sherm. But I think Sherm's a lot different than King Hod. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna rate them low, man. I'm putting them here. I'm gonna put them here at 10. I just feel like that's the right spot for them at this point. I just don't like the PG situation. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. I'm gonna go. One of these teams not like the other. One of these teams is not like the other. One of these teams is not like the other. Magic Gaming is not like the others. Okay. We'll put Magic Gaming here. Alright. That's what I gotta say. Magic Gaming. Its current roster. No cap. Snubby. Maddie. May. Rain. I don't think No Cap will finish the season on PG. I'm going to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of vouchers for him. But he's not going to... He's not... He has a lot of growing to go. You know, he has to grow a lot as a PG. And this is one of those guys who I'm so worried about because I feel like he might have gotten in a year early. I'm just saying, like, I think No Cap. I know a lot of people push for him, including myself. But I said this before, early on. I think that he's in a year early. I think No Cap needed more time to grow his game. I mean, he's going to get a lot of good experience this year. I think what's going to happen to No Cap is he's going to struggle, but he's going to grow a lot as a player, and he's going to come into retail next year, and like he'll be one of those guys I think that gets a second chance. Or maybe Magic decide to hold on to him, I don't know. But he's going to be one of those guys. I think that there's a good chance No Cap does not finish the season on PG. I think that Maddie has a good chance of going to PG. Obviously, you can put No Cap on the shooting guard, put somebody at lock. But this team could... No Cap could shock us, right? No Cap could absolutely shock us. And just silence all his critics. You know, despite all the vouchers he's got, No Cap could shock us all. But I'm going with that he's not. So, I'm going to go with them at this point where I put them. Celtics Crossover Gaming is going to be the next team that I'm putting on here. 9. I think there's a good... 8, actually. I think 8 is a good spot for Celtics Crossover Gaming. I think we're going to see repeated results. Their team didn't get better. Their team did not get better. Trey's not a bad shooting guard. He has his moments where he's pretty good offensively, but then he has a lot of dry spells. I don't think you got better with this team. You basically brought back the same roster that you had last year. Like I said, FT, Tazo, Bully, Colt, right? You brought back the same roster you had last year, and you added Trey Dallas. I just don't get it, man. I don't think they're necessarily locked, but I'm predicting and projecting where I think everyone's going to be at. These are my projections. Again, I think some of them will be different, obviously, but for the most part, I just don't see like this Celtics team. The Celtics team didn't get better. If anything, they either leveled out or they got worse. That's how I at least look at it. I don't think they got any better. Hell no, they didn't get better. They lost Fab. They lost Fab 2 years ago. I'm talking about last year. They didn't get any better than last year. So what would put them in the playoffs? Teams getting worse? That's the only thing that would put the Celtics in playoffs is if teams got worse. But I think some teams did get better. The Hawks got better. The Knicks got better. Sixers, I think, got better. Gen G looks like they got better. Wizards, they might have slightly gotten worse, but they'll still be a good team. And it depends on Vanna for the Raptors. And then the Heat. The next team, this is kind of where I'm indecisive. I'm between the two teams right now. Raptors versus Heat. I really... And that was a joke. Oh, you're funny, Kilos. Raptors versus Heat. Eastman's good, man. You know what I mean? I don't know where Dime's going to play. I don't know if he'll necessarily be on center. I think that he could be on power forward. I don't know. Maybe Dime's on center. I think Type's still going to stay on center. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Type's in the power forward guarding pick and roll with Saint and just not Dime's at the center position. I don't know. But as I was saying, Heat versus Raptors. On paper, Bold prediction: Phantom might end up playing the 2, maybe. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I hope Dan's on center. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm wrong about this lineup, but Saints definitely on lock. I could see like the other lineup that we talked about is Dimes at the shooting guard position. So we put Kenny at the 4. We put Kenny at the 4. I got high hopes for the Raptors. They got the squad. Got to figure it out. Something out. Yeah. I like their defense a lot. I think they could have one of the better defenses in the Eastern Conference. So, but next team I'm going to put on here is Heat Check Gaming. I feel like I'm a little high on the Heat too. I feel like I feel like they're going to be much lower. I'm going to switch Magic and Celtics, just because I think that their roster. I think the Magic did get like. I don't know if they necessarily got better, but I still think that they have a better roster than the Celtics. The Celtics definitely will fight for this 7, I think the 7 and 8. But this is how I envision it. Hornets. I'm just trying to look at something real quick. I'm going to look at NBA 2KLeague standings from last year. The standings last year, I just want to see a team that shocked me. Well, I had a feeling the Mavs weren't going to be good. Lakers, yeah, I knew they weren't going to be good. I think Bear and Kai are about to take the league this year. They could. Now, if Bear... So my thing is, if Bear wins the second title, is he over JBM? Serious question. Because Jack won back-to-back, so it's a little different. So but like... Jack also had... Well, no, but Bear's team... Bear had a harder time getting to the final. Like it's kind of tough because Jack had a really good team. Jack was on a really good team. One of the best defenses ever. One of the best front courts of all time. But if you go to that T. Wolves game... No, but like seriously, think about it. If Bear wins the second title... Alright, now, Bears... This T. Wolves team... This T. Wolves team is the equivalent to like Jack's teams for 2 years, right? Jack has had one of the greatest teams ever put together. Okay? I'm not trying to take anything away from Jack. I'm just being real. Like, if Bear wins the title this year, is there a debate? Is it kind of like, you know how you have like Kobe and you always had like Kobe and LeBron over the years? Like, is there like a debate between like Bear and JBM? And yes, Bear didn't have like crazy stats last year, but like Bear went to the Final Four. He went to a 2KLeague championship. Did he win both Finals MVP? No, I'm pretty sure Dave Fry won one. Dave Fry won one, and JPM won the other, from what I remember. So I'm just saying, like, if Bear wins the title like this year, so Bear won the title on a less skilled team. Okay. Yeah, no, because he here gonna have a lot of help from Kai. Yeah, he has a lot of help from Kai, and he obviously has Slaughter and Shifty. This is Bear's best team that he's ever been on. He won the tip-off finals. Yeah, so he has a banner. Did the Wizards win a tournament? I thought they won a tournament. Am I wrong? I don't know. They never won a tournament. Wizards never won a tournament. They only won titles, which is fine. But Bear's resume, Bear made a team, like, Bear really put a lot, like, again, J Money obviously did his thing on that year for T-Wolves. JVM won 2 out of 2. With Bear in the league, he would be 2 out of 4 without JVM in the league. But JVM had fucking basically the Golden State Warriors 73 and, like, the 73, what is it, the 72 and 19, whatever the fuck it is. Like, he literally had that Warriors team. Like, he's basically Kevin Durant in a way. JVM is kind of like Kevin Durant. And basically, JVM is Kevin Durant, and Bear is LeBron James. Okay, ask me. Just think about it. Like, tell me, just think about it. Bear took the 2016 Cavs to a title and won. Jack had the Warriors. Is Shifty and DJ Cole that far from Saint and Miles? I mean, yeah. Not like tremendously, but like pretty even. Like, I think Shifty is a slightly worse, like, okay, not worse, okay. I think Saint's slightly better. But DJ Cole, DJ, I don't know. Yeah, no, listen. I want to. It's a healthy debate, right? Because like at one point, one day, if we're gonna look back on this, and we're gonna have debates about like the greatest 2K League players of all time. Jack is Michael Jordan at this point because he's 2-0 in finals and just retired. So his legacy is literally never going to be topped unless someone goes back to back. So let me ask you this: if Bear wins 3 times, if let's say T-Wolves Gaming went back to back, right? What do you mean that Jack had? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm saying 19. You're using one like Wolves' team is as good as Jack's team. Oh yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess it's not far. I agree with that, TT. Would JBM win titles? Oh, I hate we can't use hypotheticals. Yeah. Could JBM go back to back with that team? I don't want to use a hypothetical, but do you guys think that JBM could win back to back titles with that T-Wolves team that Bear had back in the day? Like the last, like I'm not talking about this year's team. I'm talking about the last 2 years. Do you think Jack could have gone back to back with the season 3 and season 4 T-Wolves team? Could he have gone back to back? I think Bear would go 2 for 2. I think Bear would go 2 for 2 on that team. It's a top defensive team. When you're a PG and your defense is how it is, again, Jack doesn't turn the ball over. That's the number one thing about Jack. Jack is the greatest player. He's basically like how like Peyton Manning was. He's the Peyton Manning of the NBA 2K League because he knew time possession. He knew how to control the game. He knew how to keep the better play, like the ball out of the best player's hands. No, but Bear is easily take the Wiz to repeat easy. Yeah, I think Bear could easily go back to back with that Wizards team, and it's no like. Yeah, he would use him like a motherfucker. But also, what happened in playoffs this past year? Was it Bear's fault what Kai did? Kai didn't perform. That's that simple. There's no one someone has to take blame. Everyone's gonna take team blame. The team's gonna take the blame. But Kai's the one who didn't perform. Bear did what he could in playoffs. Wait, what did you say? Bear and the Wizards, and they don't win back to back. JBM, Bear, just 2 different players. JBM has been in for 2 years, bro, in 3 and 4. The Wiz barely won season 3. LOL. They needed Jack. They did no. Of course they needed Jack. Bear didn't play that good either. It's a tough debate. That's my thing though. Is Jack the GOAT of the NBA 2K League? Like, and is there any way to top him? Like, the problem is Jack won his rookie year. He's like, didn't Magic Johnson win his rookie year? What was it? Magic Johnson that won a title his rookie year? Who was it? I might be thinking of somebody else. I think it was Magic Johnson. It's so hard, it's so hard when you got like Jack's thing is like you can't replicate Jack, so that's what makes him great. You can replicate Bear. So that is the difference. Like, so I guess if it was a debate, it's easier to replicate Bear than it is to replicate Jack. So I guess in essence, Jack will always be the GOAT over Bear because you can't like unless Bear. So if Bear, I don't care about FIBA. I'll be honest with you, I don't care. He won a gold medal, but like that also that team was selected, like a three-peat. If the T-Wolves go back to back in these next 2 years, they win this year, they win next year. Does Bear pass Jack? Because Bear has 3 rings, right? If that happens. So, oh my god, the DMs I'm getting. If the Wizards 3-peat without him, does that lessen JBM's legacy? That's the fucking question that everyone... I'm going to tell you right, that's an amazing fucking question. He hitting the 22-foot championship meeting. I'm curious. If the Wizards win the championship this year, does that hurt Jack's legacy? That is the ultimate question. Does that hurt his legacy? Like, you know, that's the crazy thing. I know this is like when we missed out on Kobe and LeBron in the finals, right? Kobe and LeBron, fuck the Magic, okay? Fuck you, Dwight Howard, okay? All right, fuck you, because we missed out on Kobe versus LeBron. We never got that because of not Magic Johnson, because of Dwight Howard and the Magic, and we never got the chance. Fuck the Warriors, because we never got the chance to see JBM versus Bear. Okay? That's the equivalent of that right there. Gradient. No, you ruined it, Gradient. We needed to get Bear versus we needed Bear, okay? We needed Bear versus JBM. That would have been great, okay? Should have been a season 3 rematch. I would have loved that too. You know what's crazy? The Warriors will never get their redemption against that like they're never gonna feel the full fulfillment of winning a title. Listen, you win a title, it's fucking great, right? You're happy. You don't give it. Some people don't give a shit about legacy, right? But they'll never get that full fulfillment because they went to the finals. They lost to that Wizards team. 50% hop step layup, full bar. I don't give a damn. 7B, my God. Where's my money? They hold your bread. Oh, man. No. Very interesting conversation, though. Very interesting. But, dumbass game. Here comes Radiant. Radiant with the fuck. Out of nowhere, Radiant. AC 130 inbound. Oh, God. Here comes Poverty. Oh, no. Oh, no. Here goes this guy. Oh, man. This is great, bro. This is a great discussion right here. So, even worse this year with Charger. Big Gollum fan here. What? What the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? No. That's my favorite line, bro. I love that Kanye. I love that. Anyway, let's get back to this. Even worse it's gonna be a blowout. Damn. You're telling me that Warriors Gaming is going to blow out Pistons GT. Damn. Why do I have the Nets so low? I mean, I could have the Nets a little higher. I might move the Celtics down. I was thinking about moving. The reason I just don't know how I feel about He Got Game. I'm gonna do this. Okay. I'm going to move the Celtics down because I think they're going to be worse. I think the Hornets be right here. Someone's got it. Someone good's gonna be bad, right? FT sucks. Yeah. Feel like they drafted better than people with first round picks. Damn. Damn, that's a hot one right there, Chaos. Well, Rigby might be coming back, or Rigby might be fine. But I will rank them just because I don't know. It seems like things might be fine. I think they might be okay. But if he's not there, if Rigby's not there, then yeah, they would be like if that Rigby stuff happens, man, then it's different. But I'm gonna go. This is how I look at it. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna rank them over the Magic too. I'll put the Nets right here, just because I think that I like he got game a little more than No Cap. Even though No Cap was selected in the first, it's a first round pick. I'm gonna go with that. Anyway, let's do playoff teams. No, I mean I'm thinking it through. I like he got game a little more than I like No Cap. Believe it or not. The difference between the one thing I like about this team a little more is he got game more than No Cap. But the problem is, I gotta see. I don't know. Like it's like the reason why I had the Nets and the Hornets so low is because the question marks around King Hod and he got game. But one of them's going to be good. One of them's not going to be good. They're not both going to be good. Either he got game or King Hod will be good, but one of them will not be good. They both have shooting guards that will complement them very well. But if Rigby's not there, King Hod's in the fucking gulag. Because it's looking like Glenn Ratty will be the guy there. And I don't have anything against him, but he might end up becoming the primary ball handler there. Is it a ball? Oh, wait, what the hell? Is it in the Bible? You've been waiting for an hour for these teams. Okay, Dior. I got you. All right, I got you. All right, let's do this. All right. I'm sorry if I engage with my chat and interact. Okay. All right. Anyway. Yeah, run them. Wait, why can't both be good? Wait, run them ads. Sub up. That's all I can say. Sub up, man. I listen. I got pre-roll ads now that I'm a partner, man. So. Yeah, Gliz, sub up, bro. Wait, listen, man. Yesterday we had 10 people give in. They gave in to the ads. Book's gonna shock some people. Watch Johnny Renner Cooks, best 1 and 2 in the league. It's interesting. Anyway, number 6. Sub for me, champ. Oh man. All right, let's do playoff teams, okay? The first team, I think this will be like the last seed for playoffs. I think Raptors Uprising has a chance to take the 6th seed. But I'm worried that they also have a chance to be really bad. It's kind of scary. The Raptors are either going to make playoffs and grab that last spot, or they're going to be sitting down here in the 7 or 8. I think it's more likely the Raptors are going to be sitting down here. I think it's more likely. But put them right here. I don't know, let me rate fan season really high for the culture. I think fan season. I mean, they'll be solid. They'll be good in 3v3. Saint type in the pick and roll defense. I would think would be good. I don't know if Dimes will be in the pick and roll. Who's the Hornets PG? The Hornets PG is King Hod. East is impossible to determine. Yeah, Glenn Ratty, Glenn. Why do I have the Raptors over the Heat? I think Sav's ass. That's why. They didn't fix their problem. Beast Movie will improve their offense, but Sav's ass. That's why. I don't think Sav will ever make 2K League playoffs. It's that simple. I'm just gonna say that. I don't think any team that has Sav at PG will ever make the NBA 2K League playoffs. Ever. Yeah. I said it. That's that simple. Anyway, sorry. Like I said, I clip everything. I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong, Gliz? I'm being real. I'm being real. What do you mean I'm speaking my mind? I say this all the time on stream, Gliz. What do you mean? I say this all the time on stream. You just don't watch. Oh, man. Alright. Let's go. Let's get back to it. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to this. Alright. Number 5. Number 5 is gonna be. It's gonna be. Oh no! I think the Knicks are gonna have a really good year. Let's go number 5. Let's go with 76ers GC. I think that every year Jeff Terrell teams always start out hot. This will be another team that starts out hot. So if you guys don't know the starting lineup for 76ers GC, they got Dre, Reed, Eli, DT, Yusuf. This team always starts out hot. They'll probably start out really good, and they'll slow down as the year goes on. Reed's definitely a really big improvement for Dre to have. I like the DT and Yusuf defensively, and Eli. Eli, obviously, I don't know. I think that defensively they'll be a pretty good team. They could definitely be a lot higher, but I think that some of these teams are going to be better than I think. This Hawks team, I'm interested to see what happens to this Hawks team. This conference is so weird, bro. It's so weird. Compared to the West, like, it's just so different. I'm gonna go with Gen G. Let me look at Gen G again. Gen G has Gallo, DJ, Hezi, Don, Feast. I'm gonna rank them a little lower than. I'm gonna rank the Sixers over Gen G. And here's why. So, Gen G has Gallo, who's the number 1 pick, right? You know, it's fucking 2K. Reezy Gus going to be a cone. No, he's not. You are terrible. Yeah, I think the Sixers are better. I honestly think if I was to truly rank where I think the Sixers would be this year, I think that they are that team. I think that the team I might rank here is the Hawks, because I think defensively the Hawks are going to struggle. That's their weakness, and that's kind of where my concern is. Like, defensive teams like always do very well in the league. Like, even though they might not win titles, they always go relatively high. But I think this will be a really strong. I think the Hawks, based on what I see with the Hawks right now, they'll have a great offense. But again, Witness and Seas need to figure it out there. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work. But I think that's gonna take some time. But those two, Witness obviously is a really good shooting guard. I think they got a huge steal out of him. It's gonna take some time for those two to really figure it out. In my opinion, because I think Witness is really good when he has a heavy usage rate. Chant, why do you think to have his ass? Because he's a high usage rate guard and he's not efficient enough. When he has the ball in his hand, like, it doesn't result. Like, the results are not good. Like, honestly, Killy was better when he had higher usage. Killy had a lower usage rate and he was still he still ended up being like better for the Heat than Sav. And also, like, easy chat, you just moved us from 5 to 3 in 30 seconds. Jeff likes to be a lower rated team. But the Hawks, I think the Hawks, my thing is, like, I don't like their defense at all. I mean, Putback obviously has a little defense on him, and Hotshot's probably going to end up like being a little better on defense, even though me, Harris, everybody are rating him low on defense. He's probably going to improve his defense this year a little, but I still don't think it's going to be enough to put them like the top 3. Sixers here at 3. I think they have a good balance. They have good offensive players, but they also have a good balance of defense. They have that shitty ass power forward on their team. That might make them a little better. No, I'm trolling. No, but DT, I think is one of the better power forwards when it comes to if they put him in the pick and roll. I don't know if they will. They might put Yusuf in it, but either way, I think they have a really good front court defensively. I have shit on the bottom of my lip. Here, let me wipe that shit real quick. So easy, like Gen G rookies. I mean, that's why I put them at 5. I think they have a young team. Gen G is gonna have a tough time, man. Gen G is gonna be it's gonna be tough. It's tough to predict Gen G because fake LeBron in my corner. We not making offs. Fake LeBron in the corner. Hawks who just they got West Jr. playing lock. Jesus Christ, Gliss. Yo, what? What does that mean, Gliss? I heard you were, bro. Yes, sir. Anyway, so up next, I'm gonna go Knicks Gaming at the 2 seed. So Knicks Gaming, it's a team that obviously, I mean, Leaky gonna slide, right? Duck, is there any rookie that you know is gonna kill? Who's the safest bet? I'll do awards and stuff like that after this. We could do bold predictions. Should we do bold predictions on stream tonight? I feel like we should. I feel like if you guys want to do bold predictions, we could do some bold predictions tonight. No way. Glow is horrible. Glow is horrible. I'd probably put the Sixers. I'd say. The Knicks. Let me look at the Knicks. Let me look at the Knicks roster before I do this. Stick is gonna be good. Stick's good. Glow. If Glow comes out like he did at the end of the year last year, he should be fine. They'll have a good, strong offense. I mean, the Knicks did make it through the ticket last year. That's a tough thing. It's like this is a team that made it through the ticket. But they had a really strong finish of the year, and I think a lot of it was due to Glow stepping up more. I think as long as Glow's more comfortable, Gen G. I'm going to talk about Gen G. Gen G defensively is going to be good. I think they're going to be a really good Baby 3 team. The question is, do they have the right TJ on their team? Because there's 3 DJs in the league. Did they get the right DJ? No, I'm trolling. But Gallo. I mean, Gallo. I think is going to be fine. He's got something good in store. DJ. There's a big question mark around DJ. I really like this Hawks team. I'm just so worried about their defense. I'm going to move the Hawks to top 3. I'm going to move... I like the Sixers because they have a better balance. I think the Hawks are really strong offensively in their defense. If their defense can slightly show up this year, they'll be good. Knicks, the lowest I'm putting the Knicks is at 4. I think the Knicks here at 4 make more sense. Wizards, number 1. Best defense in the conference. And if Ty comes in and shows up, does his thing, I don't see any reason why the Wizards can't do it again. What? I don't think the Heat make playoffs. I don't think Heat make playoffs. Man, Reed's becomes a pure sharp this year. Reed's good at the shooting guard position, man. Reed's good. The season starts April 5th. It's on the NBA2KLeague tips off April 5th. But, so, this is going to be my power rankings 1.0. Let's do that. Let's do that because obviously if I don't put 1.0, because a lot's going to change in the next couple of weeks, obviously based off of information I received from scrims, conversations I have with people, and just data I collect. Dietrich taking them to the moon. Listen, man, Dietrich can do all he can, man. It's not all about him. It's not only about Dietrich, man. It's about overall. Talking about overall, that's what we're going to be doing next. Oh, like picture of Spartan print. Hang on. What the hell? It's so weird. Alright, hang on. There we go. Dre, you're sad, bro. Let's write 1.0. Let's put 1.0 on here. There we go. Let's switch that over. Actually, I think it's better. It probably looks better as a box. Hang on. There we go. One point oh. Actually, I don't like it that the box that big. Power rankings 1.0. Okay. So let's see. Does overall rankings mean 5v5 and 3v3 or just 5v5? Not the Hornets being 10th. Shake my head. Overall is kind of a combination. I think that thinking with like it being a combination of both, I kind of think that like, all right, so like if a team's good at both, they're obviously going to be higher than other teams. But it's also just a combination of Eastern and Western Conference too. You don't think Lakers could be a playoff team? No, I don't think it's good enough. I think that they could fight. But they're in a tough conference. That's all I'm going to say, yay. Yay, after I'm done with my power rankings, do you want to jump on here? We can compare our power rankings if you want. You did your power rankings, right, yay? If you want to jump on here for a little bit, it's up to you. I'd be interested to compare power rankings. After I do this, I'm going to look at everyone's power rankings. We'll pull up everyone's power rankings and figure it out. Is Harris in here? I feel like Harris is in here. He probably is. Oh, you're about to go to bed? That's all good, yay. Yeah, so I'll do some comparisons, power rankings with some people. Anyway, overall rankings. So, this is basically the entire NBA 2K League. Looking at both 5v5 and 3v3. So far we've done both Western and Eastern Conference. And the last thing we're going to be doing is overall power rankings. So, we're going to start at 24. The worst team in the NBA 2K League goes to Grizz motherfucking Gaming. Grizz Gaming is the worst team in the NBA 2K League. I think they're gonna stay true to that one. Up next, the worst team at number 23 in the NBA 2K League is Ducks Gaming. Man. I just think that this is the first Western Conference team that, again, actually, no. Oh, I'm gonna move Ducks Gaming up because there's definitely some Western Conference teams that are gonna stink it up. Okay, and that is gonna be Celtics Crossover Gaming at 23. Okay. You doing this again? All right. Number 22, worst team in the 2K League, is going to be Hornets Phantom GT. Wait. Does it work? Damn it, I fucked it up. Damn it. Yeah, Hornets Phantom GT. My button isn't working. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Give me a second. Oh, whoa. Wait, what just happened? Stin rated me with 4 viewers. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, Stin. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Let me fix something real quick. Wes actually like this. It's good telling you to shut the fuck up. Damn. Are you okay? Champ, you're disgusting. Oh, man. You know you love me. Love me, love me. Alright. Hang on. Let me fix something real quick, guys. Where is it? No. I just want to fix something real quick. There we go. There we go. Oh shit! I forgot I have some of these set. Hang on. I just want to add some stuff to my sound effects. There we go. There we go. All right. Like I said, rating low. Listen, I'm gonna rate Hornets Venom GT low once again. Here we go again. You are the Skip Bayless of 2K League officially. Bro, if Hornets still had day 5. What, is Sherm's going to unretire after seeing this one? I think they tough. I'm just saying why Champ got him low. They a top 3 team? Oh, hell no. No. Some milk. Need some milk. Hell no, man. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no, Gliz. Oh, man. Alright. Alright, number 20. I want to see your power rankings from last year. I can pull up my power rankings from last year. That's actually funny that you mentioned that. Nope, wrong one. Wrong one. I got some teams wrong last year. I won't lie. I definitely got some wrong last year. I'll pull them up from last year real quick, so you guys can see them. Some of them were really right. Some of them were really wrong. Yeah, I can pull up the ones from last year. It'll take a minute. Hornets could be one of the best defenses. Defense can only take you so far, though. Dude, the Hornets make playoffs, though. I mean, dude. Last year, there was definitely some teams that shocked me. You called me the 4th worst power forward in the league. Where did I rank you at power forward? Let me see this real quick. What is that face, Dior? Pulling it up right now. I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see. You said the Wiz are a great defense because they're going to be great because of the defense. You got it, bro. They're also going to have a pretty good balance on it, but they're the greatest defense of all time in league history. Like, there's a difference between the Hornets defense. The Hornets defense is not going to be on the same level as the Wizards. I don't believe in King Hod. I don't believe in King Hod. Am I wrong for not believing in King Hod? Okay, so this was my power rankings last year. Okay, this was my power rankings from last year. If you notice, the bottom 3 teams were correct. The Hawks, Lakers, Celtics were all pretty... Celtics were a little better. I was really high on Gen.G and they didn't perform. The Bucks, I don't think anyone really saw that the Bucks were going to fuck up. What other team? The Magic, Hornets. There they are. The Knicks I was pretty low on. Pacers Wizards I predicted number 1. Kings shocked me. Raptors shocked me. Genji shocked me. Yeah. Jazz, Warriors, Pistons, Sixers, Nets, Grizz, T-Wolves. Yeah. I was low. I've been low on them the last couple of years. Did the Kings roster get better? Yeah. They got Walnut. Yeah, they got Walnut. Yeah. Good night. Have a good night. Have a good night, Crown. I actually want to see where I ranked Crown. But this was look, number 1 PG, Ohio. Nah, I was trolling on that one. Oh, because I switched Ohio and Chalk. That's why. For this 24 chant. Where did I rank you? I just want to see. You said I ranked you as one of the worst power forwards. I don't know if I remember that. Oh, these were my MVP candidates. This was my Rookie of the Year candidates. This was most improved. None of these teams did anything. Oh, here. This is it. This is my top 24 from last year. I'll do this. I'll do this again this year. This was shooting guard. God, A-Rooks. Timely fell off. Holy shit. This is center. A-Fry still number 1 center. This is power forward. Okay, so this is power forward. Where are you, Crown? Crown, I put you at 16. What do you mean? You acted like I put you at, like, the bottom 3. I put Rob, Bully, Cease, Trey, Comp. I mean, for the most part, I was right on most of these power forwards in the top besides LeBron. Jake didn't really get many opportunities. Oh, my Juan. Oh, Jesus. Different times, man, right? Yeah. Oh, these are some of my bold predictions. You guys want to see my bold predictions? Look at this one. Those are bold predictions from last year. Will Holy J win Rookie of the Year? Oh wait, I didn't answer it on here. These were just questionnaires. Let's see if I actually. This was last year. If you guys actually watch, this was last year. Should I bring this back?
Say it to the camera. Proud, right now, Matt. You tell everyone that. Say it straight to the camera.
Should I bring this back? You guys didn't really give much love to it, though. Oh shit! Oh shit! Abort! 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 Oh god! No! Oh god! No! Oh god! They got me!
One opportunity here, okay? Alright. He's got to make something happen. He's got to make something happen. Okay? We see in this league, when they don't get results, trades happen. Okay? If this team does not go further than the first round, Wando will not be on Bucks Gaming next season.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It was pretty good on that one. What is this one? Dude. See, Skip Bayless, man. No.
Really interesting for me. This is completely something I'm going to put into it. The Celtics have a better record than the Mavs. Not saying they will. I am not saying they will. I'm just saying it'll be an interesting storyline if that doesn't end up happening.
You hear that first, ladies and gentlemen? David India says that the Celtics will have a better record than the Mavs.
Wait, did they? Wait a minute, was he right on that one? Cavs are 11-17. Celtics are 12-16. He was right. Look, let's go. Let's go, India. India's got one. He got one. He got one. Oh man, that's funny.
That's what he said. You can click this part only because this is exactly what he said.
That's so funny, bro. Wait, what's this one?
Okay. Mav, listen. I know you're watching this, Mav, or you're going to watch this at one point. I love you, Mav. I think you are a great player. But I'm going to tell you something, okay? You're going to have a rocky year. Everyone is expecting a big year out of Mav. I think it's going to come out a little rocky. I think they'll go deep in some tournaments. Maybe they might squeeze out a playoff spot, but title contender, no. You know, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if that will ever happen. Not, you know, like I said, I love Mav. I think Mav's a great player. I just don't think that title dream is ever going to come true for Mav. I think that when it comes to him, I mean, he always, every time we've ever seen him in the championship or tournament, he always seems, the team just does not finish. And
Okay, listen. Let me take my W there, okay?
The question is, can Spartan bring the same success for this team as he did Mavs GG? I mean, absolutely. There's nothing stopping him on this team from being.
I'm getting back on track. Hang on.
He double shot 34% out of the corner last year as a power forward. That's hard to do. Being that four out of the corner with a build.
Oh.
Through your team's feelings. Sometimes, if you've never won anything in the league, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this nicely. I'm sorry, this is a big one. Fuck chemistry. Okay, chemistry matters when you're winning shit. Okay, chemistry doesn't matter when you go 4-12 and 7-9 your first 2 years as an organization. Fuck chemistry. We need to win games. That is the goal of this team. And not to mention, the Hawks are going to be in the Eastern Conference this year. Most likely, the conference that everybody deems is weaker. The most important thing that this Hawks talent team needed to do is pack as much talent onto this team as humanly possible, and they did it. Great. Yeah. Talent.
Oh no.
someone from Mavs Gaming is watching right now. I am telling you that if this team does not even, the thing is, I feel like the expectations are very high this year because I mean, you guys had multiple first round picks. If you guys do not get at least way to get some tournament money, my God, this team it's like I don't think this team how many tournament games have they won? I don't even care what they do.
I don't care about this one. I don't care about that one. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to watch some old videos. It's always not. I would love to go through some of them. I wanted to visit some of that. Those were fun. Those are like little those were like little debates that we had on things. Oh my God, this is still people's like. Oh my God. No. Look at all this content, man. Look at all this content. I remember when I hosted my last chance tournament. Guess who won that tournament? Look at that, Cooks Iverson, man. Cooks Iverson. What a guy. This guy Champ loves himself? Oh, I do love myself, man. Listen, man. I am amazing. Okay? I am amazing. I'm gonna rank teams, god damn it! God damn, bro. I can't live in my old content. I can't look at my old content. Like, we can't relive. We can't look at content. Like, seriously? Alright, you know what? Let's go. Let's go back. Let's go back. You know what? Let's go back. All right. Ranker reward. Okay, I'm going back to it, okay? So you guys are going to riot at me if I don't. Okay. All right. You want more back. Get pressed, Gliz. Get pressed. All right. All right. Number 20 in the power rankings 1.0 is going to be Blazer 5 Gaming. The only reason Ducks Gaming is so high is because I think that they're going to be a slightly better 3v3 team, and that kind of ups them a little. But they're going to be strong. I should probably do a step of power rankings for 3v3. Can I hear my explanation? Your explanation for why I'm ranking you guys 22. Okay, so when I look at your guys' team, you are in a weaker conference, so that does benefit you guys. If Rigby's playing, it changes a lot. But again, I don't know what's going on with Rigby. I'm pretty sure he is playing. Obviously, there's been some speculation around that. But King Ha is my biggest question. I don't know how I feel about King Ha at point guard. I don't really think he's going to be one of the better guards in the Eastern Conference. I think that when I look at the best guards in this conference, I think Dre, C's, Gallo, probably going to be Ty ESGN, and Duck, and BP. That's probably the top ones, right? Defense is top defense. Number 1 defense, Wizards. I think the number 2 defense could probably be like one of the other good defenses, Sixers, Gen G. I think the Hornets could have a pretty good defense, but I don't know how good their offense is going to be. I think they need a stronger offense. Let's see. I'm just trying to look at other good defenses. That Celtics team will probably have a pretty decent defense. Yeah. So I think that you guys could be. I told what do you call it? DJ and Icy are good defensive players for the position of the Hornets defense suit. Yeah, they'll have a good. I think they'll have a good defense. I just don't know if they'll have enough offense. I think the Hornets again. I think the Hornets ceiling is going to be in here in this little box right here. I think that they could get up to like the 7th seed. It really depends on these teams. Like if the Raptors are really bad, they could definitely sink down. Everyone's defense is going to be nice, right? It's just everyone's defense. You know what? It's like I'm hearing this defense is going to be good. This defense is going to be good. I just don't know, man. I don't know about the Hornets. I don't know. The point guard situation has me a little worried. He's on your ass. But anyway, the hell did you write? Hang on. More to watch back. Morning. LOL. Anyway, let's go. Let's go to the next team. Number 19. Number 19 on the power rankings is going to be Magic Gaming. I think Magic Gaming has a lot of question marks around the point guard position. I feel like they're going to be making a lot of jumping around. Defensively, I mean, I think Rain... I don't know how I feel about Rain in May. I mean, I think Rain's fine. I think Rain will be a good center. If JVN and Jeff, do you tank for him? Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. What do you mean? Next year's draft is fucking crazy. You're gonna if Chalk is able to get back in, Fab, you'll have Spam, you'll have Glizzy. Obviously, there's a lot of people in that class that are pretty good. So hell yeah. Chant, you don't think Sangati was a snub? I feel like you were trying to get me to say something. I think you were trying to get me to say something, DT, and I I don't know what you're trying to get me to say there. DT, I don't know what the... Yo, I know DT right now is smiling, bro. He's just cheesing right now, laughing with all his friends. He's trying to get me to say some crazy shit on stream, bro. 18. So after Magic Gaming is gonna be... I think here we're gonna put... At number 18 on the official power rankings, it's going to be no other than Nets Gaming Crew. I think Nets Gaming Crew definitely has a lot of potential to still be good. I'm just, again, it's another team. I'm questioning the point guard position. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't mind their roster. I actually don't really mind their roster. I'm curious to see how Mean Streets is going to be. That's another question I have. Just say you don't. Yo, I hate you. You know, some of them still under contract and can get retained. No, they're not. That's not how it works. If that's the case, then why didn't Timely Cook get brought? Why didn't the Kings? Why weren't the Kings able to get Timely? Shut up. I didn't see that name in the draft pool this year. Okay, Crown. Okay. I didn't see that name in the draft pool this year. I only focused on the names I saw in the draft pool. Yo, I hate you guys. I thought he was trying to get me to say something, bro. They had to give up the first for him? Yeah. I'm one of a kind, DT. You're one of a kind too, man. Anyway, getting back into it. Where are we at? Who are we talking about? You guys get me off topic. All right, number 17. So number 17 is going to be... Man. This is where it gets tough. Yeah, I'm going to go with number 17 is going to be Heat Check Gaming. Think Heat Check got better adding some beast move. They definitely got better at the shooting guard position. Defensively, I think T-Trick's going to be good. Sauce, I like Saucy. Future's not a bad one either. It's pretty solid. I think it's pretty solid pick and roll defense. A lot of good defenses in the East. I feel like the East does have a decent amount of pretty strong defenses over here. Actually, looking at it now, that's pretty good defense. I just don't think Sav is going to be that guy again. I think Sav is going to have another year where he's just average or below average, and he's just not going to do it this year. I think that Beast Move is going to pick them up a little, and it's going to benefit them a little, and maybe they sneak into a wild card spot in like the ticket or something. But like, I don't know, man. I think that we're going to get the same results, and I wouldn't be surprised if this team. I think this team is going to try to make a trade. I feel like this is one of those teams. And that's the hard thing about trades this year. It's like a lot of teams like you're trading a 1-for-1. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's go on. So number 16 is going to be Lakers. Lakers Gaming. Even though Lakers Gaming, they feel like they finally have found like the answer. They feel like they finally found the answer at PG. I just don't think Reg is going to be enough to bring the Lakers to the playoffs in that tough Western Conference. So I'm going to rank them at 16 here. You notice how I have a lot of East teams on the lower end of things. I think when it comes to just like, I think the East has some pretty good overall team defenses that are going to be a little better compared to the West. I think they have more complete defenses when it comes to their teams, but I think that from a depth standpoint at every position, I think that a lot of the teams in the West are a little stronger. I think there's a lot more top-heavy like superstars in the West than there is in the East, but the East has those good role players that are going to play good rotation defense. That's what I'll say about the East. Cavs Legion, Bash has never missed playoffs, so I wouldn't be surprised if somehow the Cavs find a way to, be one of those contenders for a playoff spot. It definitely could make it, but I don't know, man. I'll definitely do some like me and Harris. I'll probably talk to Harris and we'll do a stream. Cavs first, yeah. The Cavs should just tank for a high pick next year. That's what they should do, Lezu. So Number 14. I'm gonna go with Bucks Gaming here. Bucks Gaming. I mean, a team that has a young roster. I think that it's gonna be they're a lot better than a lot of these East teams, in my opinion. It's just, I honestly think they're better than. Oh, this is where it gets interesting. I think the Bucks are better than the Raptors, and they're a playoff team in the East. I think the Bucks are better. No, the Bucks aren't better than Gen G. They're not better than Gen G. So I'm gonna put the Bucks right here. Oh, Gliss, sub up, bro. That's all I can say. Mavs aren't going to be better than the Bucks. I think you'd be surprised. I think that the Mavs have a more complete roster than you think. Legit guards, pick and roll. Zay going to get his ass cooked. We'll see. We'll see. But Mavs Gaming, I'm putting them at 12. I think that Mavs Gaming... Wait, is that 12? That's not 12. How does that make sense? Oh, yeah, because I moved them up above. Okay, that makes sense. I moved them above the Raptors, that's why. But these next teams, it's going to be a little different. Mavs Gaming, looking at their roster, I mean, they might have a young roster, but I really do like the combination of having Zay. I mean, if they put, I wonder, they might put Jake in the pick and roll, but I think it might be likely that they put Jerry. I don't know. I think they'll have to figure that out. I really like Kenny Zeus. Sentence has been one of the better shooting guards. I mean, it's going to be tough, Dan. It's going to be tough because they're such a young team and a tough conference. But I still think they're better than most of those East teams. If they're in the Eastern Conference, it'd be a different story for them. But I think that they're still better out there. I think they have a more complete team than most of these teams in the Eastern Conference. Like, I think that Kenny is better than a lot of the PGs over here. And I think that's a big gap. Kenny would be a top 5 PG over here, compared to where he's not even top 5 over in his other conference. So it's tough. Legit one of those. He gonna let my man Zay die. Word around town. Damn, bro. Y'all coming after Jake like he wasn't on a 16-0 team, bro. And he stepped up in playoffs and helped his Nets team. You act like Jake is like fucking ass, bro. Jake be doing his thing, bro. I'm just gonna say that, bro. We act like Jake hasn't been on some pretty successful teams. I don't know, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, up next is gonna be Up next is gonna be Gen G. Gen G is a young team. I think defensively they'll be there. Question's gonna be really y'all know DJ. I've been pretty high on y'all know DJ. He wouldn't be top in the East. He'd be 6 or 7. I mean, it's still not bad. 6 is still like the top 50% in that conference. He's not in your eyes? Well, we'll see. We will see. But Gen G here at number 11. Again, I think they have a couple questions around their team, but they're still, they're still one of the better teams in the East. But I definitely don't like the matchup for them against like a Bucks team. I feel like there's certain matchups they're not going to do well in against like Western Conference teams if they play them. But Gen G, I mean, they got the defense. They just got to bring it offensively, and that comes down to Gallo, and I think they're going to do it. Knicks Gaming has the offense. It really just comes down to Glow coming out early in the year, performing. Stick, I think, is going to be fine. He's one of the better two-way locks out there as well. Very good on both sides of the ball. Knicks back in the ticket. Screenshot this. That's a hot one right there, Gliss. Not with that weaker Eastern Conference. I don't think so. But number 9 is going to be Kingsguard Gaming. Kingsguard Gaming, again, Mama's got to get acclimated to this game. He's got to play the game a lot more. Same thing with Ant. Both those guys, they got to grind. If they don't put in the work, they are one of those teams that are in danger of being pushed out compared to all these other non-playoff teams that I've talked about. I think their biggest threat is going to be the Cavs taking their spot. I know they have the Cavs at 9, but any team with Bash is always a team to be reckoned with. But yeah, the biggest thing for the Kings is going to be they got Mama and Walnut. They've never missed playoffs together. You got Crush, who's one of the best defensive players out there. And then you have Miles, who obviously had a pretty good, he was a top power forward in my opinion this year coming into the class. Pretty good power forward last year for the T-Wolves, but it's a prove-it year to show that he wasn't just on a really good roster. And then you got Ant Season at the shooting guard, who, it's going to be interesting. Can Mama and Ant Season coexist? That's the biggest question. Can they coexist? But we'll find out. So Kingsguard at 9. Number 5, Pistons GT. So the reason I got Pistons GT over Kingsguard is because I feel like they proved it to us last year with Radiant and Rainbow can work and make it to a playoff appearance. They did a very good job. So I'm bought into it. I like the addition of EG and bag motion. I think that the biggest thing is Charger. Charger's got to come out. First of all, stay healthy. Hopefully they don't face all the issues that they faced last year. That's a big part of it too. But for Pistons GT, I think Radiant's going to continue his reign on the league, and he's going to still be good. I don't think it's hard to miss the playoffs when you got Radiant and Rainbow on the team, and they still were able to do all this with all the roster changes, which is incredible. Number 7. Number 7 is going to be Hawks Talon. I think Hawks Talon is going to be one of the better offensive teams in the 2K League this year. I would not be surprised if they're I feel like they're going to be like the Nets of last year. A really strong offensive team, but they're going to have a really weak defense. But their offense is just going to be so fast-paced that they're going to be able to keep up with teams. So I'm putting them at 7th here. Stay healthy. What am I hearing? You can't play the game with the cold? I don't know, but I know that Charger had some situations last year where he wasn't able to play, and he had to he had to leave because of health. So I'm not going to get into that. You got Jazz over Pacers. I got Pacers over Jazz. I got Pacers over Jazz. Yeah. Oh yeah. I got Pacers over Jazz. Yep. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Up next is going to be 76ers GC. Oh shit. So here at number 6, I got 76ers GC. So 76ers GC, I think, is one of the more complete teams in the Eastern Conference. They got the defensive side with Yusuf, with DT and Eli. They're pretty strong defensively. Offensively is the question. Offense is the question. Is it going to be just the Dre show, or is Dre going to be able to actually use Reed and facilitate him the way he should be? But I think that with Reed, he's in a very good position. He's finally at the shooting guard position. I hope that Dre pans out this year with Reed. Obviously, last year I don't think they had a good shooting guard. There isn't really an excuse this year for Dre. He's got to perform. Again, Dre didn't have a bad year last year. It's just that they started off hot and then they slowed down throughout the year. Teams started adjusting to them. Rhea can match this year. He's going to F up the Pacers. I'm sure. Listen, the Pacers. I think the strength is in their backcourt for the Pacers. I think that the Jazz can win. The Jazz, when it comes to their in the standings, I think this is where they're going to end up. I think the Pacers will win more games against other teams because they have better matchups against a lot of teams. But I think the Jazz have a lot of mismatches against a lot of other teams that do have those two ball handlers. I do like Follow, but I think Follow's going to get I'm not a huge fan of this Jazz gaming defense. I think a lot of really strong offensive teams like the Hawks are going to fuck up the Jazz. I think that it's going to be the Jazz defense has got it's not that I don't really think it's gotten better. I think it's gotten worse. If Mama plays like ass again, is he out of the league? No. It's hard. When you're a guy like Mama, who has so much respect, being a skilled player, I think Mama will take himself out of the league before the league takes him out. You know what I mean? Like, he would retire before anyone, before we even have that question answered. Anyway, up next is going to be Jazz Gaming. Again, I think Jazz Gaming has a strong offense. It'll be one of the best offenses of the game. Again, you still have Rhea for the defense. I do like him as an anchor, but I don't know how, defensively, like team defense is going to be. You just moved compete off lock. So, I mean, again, they did get slightly better at lock, but again, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Gen situation, man. I really think it's just one of those picks that stick out to me, and it kind of made me feel like they dropped, in my opinion. I would have felt better. I know that Gen's fit for him, but I'm surprised they didn't think about Glenn. I'm surprised they didn't think about Glenn Ratty. Again, I know that he wants a sharp type player, a chess type player, but I think that Glenn would have been better for him, to be honest. Next year's gonna have the best draft class ever. We'll see. It looks good for PG, but what about other positions? You know what I mean? We got to find other positions. Also, I hope a lot of the 3v3 guys start gravitating towards the league. I've been watching more 3v3. I hope more of those guys want to go towards the league, because I think that'd be really, really good for the community. I got a troll question. Who do you think is going to be the first player to get dropped? Players aren't going to get dropped unless they do something wrong. I don't think they're going to drop people if they're playing bad. They're going to drop people if they're acting up, if they're doing something bad. I think that's more likely to happen. But anyway, I don't think there's really anybody specific. People are just going to get dropped. It's going to be more of just if you bad behavior things, if you do something wrong than anything. If you don't show up to practice and a coach keeps yelling at you, then yeah, coach has the option to do that. Number 4 in the power rankings. It's gonna be Pacers Gaming. Pacers are probably gonna have a really high seed above some teams, but from a skill perspective, I still think that they're not better than the Wizards, T-Wolves, and Warriors. Again, I think they still have that same defense. I think that we got to see how Vandy and 630 coexist. They'll be pretty good. I think this Vandy needs to figure out a way how to facilitate 630 properly. That's going to just take time and chemistry. So you're the third worst team? Yeah, as of right now, you are. Yep. Anyway, that's what I was saying. We got up next. We got Wizards DG. Again, this is one of the top defenses in the league. I just don't know if Tyus GM will be enough. I don't think that. I just don't think Wizards DG will have enough at the point guard position like they did, obviously, with Jack. It's hard to top Jack. I just think that Wizards DG will be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, but when they match up against these Western Conference teams, it's just not going to be like it used to be with Jack. And they're going to struggle at times. I think that they'll be the top team in the East, but they will not be a top team in the overall league. But either way, I still have to respect, Wizards DG and put them at 3. 1 and 2 are pretty obvious at this point because they're the only 2 teams left, and obviously I'm not going to rank in the overall ratings. I'm not going to put the T-Wolves over the Warriors, but at this point I'm going to put Warriors Gaming number 1 and T-Wolves number 2. T-Wolves are going to have one of the better defenses, like last year, scoring wise. They're gonna. Kai's going to be not defenses. What did I say? T-Wolves. The T-Wolves will have a good defense, but their offense is going to be good. Their offense is going to be really fast paced. I'll be interested to see the improvements Bear has made this year. Kai, I think, has grown a lot as a player. I think Kai, obviously going to Vegas and actually competing and doing well on the stage, is really big for him when it comes to confidence coming in this year. No Look has obviously dominated the retail. It's time for them to dominate the league. But you have the Evil Empire, as Harris would call them, Warriors Gaming at number 1. Warriors Gaming is the most complete roster. They had a Final Four appearance. They're coming back with the same roster from last year. Antoine has only gotten better. Chaos, coming back. It's just, they're the most ready team to win, and I think that they're going to end up winning the title this year for Warriors Gaming. Anyway, guys, this has been my Power Rankings 1.0 for the Season 5 of the NBA 2K League. For all my friends on YouTube, I hope you guys like this. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Please support the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this video. Anyway, guys, I had to do a little outro for YouTube. Do you guys want me to do award predictions? Do we want to do award predictions before I get off or no? I've been streaming for 3 hours. I could just wait another day. What do you guys think? They blitzing me. Do you guys think I should do award predictions tonight, or is it too late? It is 2:40 in the morning. I'm just trying to get a response. If I get a response, I'm just curious. Do you guys want me to do award predictions or no? I could just do that another night. I might just do that another night. We've had a 3-hour stream. It's pretty good sound, good group. We've held a pretty good audience tonight. Appreciate you guys. Any questions, you guys? Listen, what's your guys' biggest shock on these power rankings? What's the team that you guys see that I have super low that you're actually pretty shocked that I have low? Anybody? What I'm just curious. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Team that's too high, too low. Team that is what's the team? What on my power rankings right now do you guys think I am absolutely going to be wrong about? Because I know the team that I usually am always wrong about, and that's Hornets Venom GT. It's the one team I'm always wrong about. I always say they're going to be bad, and they end up being a playoff team. But besides the Hornets, who else? The Heat? The Heat? Anyone else? Mavs too high? I think Mavs too high? Yeah. The Hornets I could see around, but my thing is, who would you move down? My thing is, all right, I have the Hornets at 10, right? But who's too high if the Hornets are too low? You think the Wizards are too high? Nah, I think Ty's a fucking dog. I think Ty's gonna fucking cook. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be real with you. I think it's gonna cook. I think it's gonna cook, and that defense is gonna be the same defense. But I feel you, bro. I feel you. So, if you think the Mavs, if you think Gliz, if you think the Hornets are too low, who are you moving down? Bucks too low? I mean, you just gave Ducks a fucking F. Hornets better than Magic. Okay, so if they're better than Magic, I can see, I see your argument, with why they're better than Magic. I understand that. I just don't know about King Hod. King Hod versus No Cap, I understand that. I can see where you're coming from that. But what about he got game versus him? Even if he's better, the highest I could move the Hornets at this point is number 8. Isn't Yusuf their center? Yeah, so what? There's a lot of pressure on Ty. That's for sure. But I mean, dude, I think Dave Fry's gonna really do a good job with him. Dave Fry's gonna be a big part of his growing and just getting better at the game. You ever sit there when teams scrim, Yusuf cracks under pressure. Damn, bro. Is that a burner? Not what you want at center. Bro, what the fuck? Yo, you seen this, bro? Bro, my LeBroke just said in the chat, Yusuf cracks under pressure, not what you want at center. Damn. That's a burner count if I've ever seen it, bro. Goddamn. Anyway. So, I think this is going to be a good spot to stop for tonight, guys. I think that it's been a wonderful broadcast so far. I appreciate everybody who's come through. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Yeah, people make burners speak their mind. He sold you an Overwatch? Damn, bro. That's tough. Anyway, listen. I appreciate everybody who has been tuning into my content. We've been killing it lately, guys. We've been really, hitting that threshold. That threshold. I feel like we're eventually gonna start averaging 200, man. We're doing a good job. I appreciate all the support. I love the community, man. I've really been having a good year this year so far. We're finally just averaging over that 100. You know what I mean? And like I said, we'll try to do more and more content leading up to the first, end of the season. Try to stay more consistent this year. Obviously, you guys see that link right there. All this content is eventually going to go on YouTube. Please, guys, if you're not already, go hit that sub button on YouTube for me. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs so I can get monetized on YouTube. So then, you know what? You don't have to sub up to go see this content after the broadcast. So if you guys go sub up and put notifications on YouTube to see when we upload videos, I'll be uploading some of the videos onto YouTube in the next couple days. So please stay, you get more views than league games. That's tough, Shreddy. But anyway, like I said, if you guys enjoy the content that I make, you guys have been sitting here. I know we've been holding, a good 1:30 for about, for 3 or 4 hours. I've been live 3 hours now. The other day we held about 1:30 for 7 hours. And the draft we held 180 for 12 hours. We held 180 for 12 hours. So we're really killing it right now with the viewership. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate all of my guys who are subs. I see a lot of stars in the chat. I also see a lot of new faces in the chat. So make sure, if you guys don't already, we just hit over 4,000 followers on Twitch. So please, guys, if you are new to the channel, please hit that follow button here on ESGN. We cover everything around the community. We'll be covering more 3v3 leagues like the GCL. Obviously covering some of the 3v3 tournaments. I'm trying to look for prospects to kind of highlight. I'm thinking about doing a video on my top 10, basically for prospects outside the league right now. I'll do top 10 best people to call up, and emergency call ups. I think the top 10 I'll do for that. I'll do top 10 prospects coming into post draft. I'll do the top 10 3v3 players coming into coming into the 3v3 events. I'll try to cover that a little to cover the community. So I'll be watching more 3v3 tournaments for that. I'll report any information I get, any news, any rumors. Like I said, I try my best to give you all the information I can. Shout out to all the guys from the NBA2KLeague that still come in here and support. Like I said, I'm just trying my best, guys. I'm trying to give you guys as much content as I can. Appreciate you guys. I hope all you guys have a good night. I just want to say some final words because today was a really tough day for me, guys. Again, oh Jesus, this is my way. All right. So, as I was saying, today was a tough day for me, guys. Today I got in a car accident. I'm okay. For those who weren't here earlier, I kind of discussed it, posted on social media. I'm not looking for any type of sympathy or anything. I was fine. It was just a fender bender. I ran into somebody on the highway because the traffic all stopped, but my car got totaled. I was able to get a new car, thankfully. That's obviously something I'm thankful for. But again, everyone just be careful out there. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Tell someone you love them. Get ready, and let's get ready for Season 5 of the NBA 2K League. I appreciate all you guys. I hope all you guys have a good night. Champ 2K, signing off.